area talking to some of the local criminal underbelly and trading a magic or enchanted crossbow for intel on the local gangs because Four is looking for someone with a very similar description to Casiris of like a tall blue tiefling who wields a mind altering variety of magic. And they had given some intel that the local gang, the Ravens, was headed by this blue tiefling that, or someone of a similar description to what Four had pulled up. So they traded the information for the crossbow and then returned to the tavern. I believe Nadia bought an entire library worth of books, and Alston found a 10-year-old common to infernal dictionary.
Right, I believe
that's all that you missed. Yes. You do in fact have like the fantasy equivalent of like Infernal for Dummies.
Sweet.
It is 10 years out of date, so it might not be 100% accurate, but also, as far as you're aware, Four probably speaks a fairly old variety of Infernal anyways. Kind of like Old English, where you could absolutely understand it. It could just be a little bit like head scratchy sometimes.
How much does the Infernal language really evolve over time?
I mean, it has been 1,000 years.
Okay.
You'll know that tieflings have evolved a lot. Like, older tieflings used to be much larger. I don't know if that's something I had mentioned in the actual beginning of the game of like, they used to be closer to like Tanaruks, where it was kind of a feral, digitigrade, with definitely closer to their ancestral like heritage with actual devils because they were still relatively new as far as races go. And the Culix dynasty was the first foothold that tieflings had gotten that had been like peaceful because they were like shamed because they were half devils at that point, like still fully half blooded. And then the Culix dynasty established a time of peace under their leader, his name's Culix. And then that was several, I think, 100 years of peace. And then the Iron King rolled around and ruined it for everybody. And now tiefling blood has been, quote unquote, watered down by other races, quote unquote. Because, they used to be more like Goliath-sized. Any kind of old tiefling skeletons you would have seen from the era of the war would have been much larger.
That's quite a bit.
Yes.
All of that packed into a single Infernal to Common dictionary.
Well, no, that's just common knowledge.
Here I was hoping that this realm's for Dummies books were quite a bit more packed than our own.
That's fair.
Right.
This is more like history class kind of thing. Anyone who's seen a museum depiction of like, here's what things were like in the before times, before the Iron King decided to be a little bit of a bitch and ruin things for everyone.
Yeah. If I had to come up with a real world analog for it, I'd say it's like how we all know that Neanderthals were built pretty different from modern humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just in that vein.
Eat.
Yeah.
Take a look at my mouse. All right.
Stream is up and running, by the way.
Oh, nice.
They've also heard everything you've said about tieflings, because important.
Oh, hey! Tiefling lore. Yep. But yeah, that's about it as far as the general tiefling lore. The actual Culix dynasty, like, history on that would have to be dug up because it was, like, literally over 1,000 years ago. It was founded about 2,000 years ago, which is a pretty long time even for the longer-lived races. There are still very few, like, elves kicking around from before that, and they are, like, crotchety for elves, like, on their last leg kind of thing. But yeah, other than that, I believe that is what you missed, Henrik. And beyond that, the party had settled down at an inn for the night after their discussions of how to proceed without coming to a proper verdict, I believe. And we're figuring out what you guys are going to do next. As you have that kind of leads between either the figuring out what's going on with Astoria's alleged parents and the potential mind-altering gang/cult existing in the underbelly of Ovanth.
Well, we were in chat saying yesterday the cult stuff, right?
I believe so, but that was 2 out of 3 people chatting, so I figured I would leave that up to the group.
Yeah, I don't know if the others saw my messages, but I am like totally fine with either way. The cult is here, but we would have to leave for Astoria's alleged parents, as Space put it.
Alleged isn't sus at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Allegedly, your parents are alive.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't text yesterday, but I'm down for anything.
We have dismissed those claims.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to do, I'm down for. Whether it's Astoria's shit or we backtrack towards where we were supposed to go, I'm fine either way.
Oh yeah, there is also the option of saying fuck it and just heading straight for Kavga.
True.
That is the third option.
I am down for anything.
It's probably the smartest option, but it's the most boring option. So
Fourth option, we go back to the island we just left and let somebody else handle all this nonsense.
Yeah!
we can
Retirement arc.
we can
Vacation
open
arc.
up like a tavern or something like that, and then we can just live with the rest of the campaign on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Vacation.
So you have
think-
chosen Texas.
And just like it's just like the Chieflings are there, right? It's just PTSD City for 4.
Yeah.
New island. It's just Animal Crossing D&D.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Screw this, we're playing Stardew.
Well, I think I'm fine with sticking with what we. If no one else has stronger opinions, we probably just stick with what we said in the chat, just to keep it sane.
Cult
I'm
stuff?
assuming sane. Yes.
Cult
Okay.
stuff.
Stop.
Roos, we had not heard your opinion. Do you have thoughts on this?
Henrik would, because I imagine this is probably happening like in one of the rooms late at night,
Yes.
not out in the open, and like is with one eye making direct eye contact with Astoria, going, "Are you sure about not going after your family?"
She gives a little shrug and says, "Well, we don't exactly have to do that immediately. We could always do something else. I'm sure they'll still be there, likely, maybe. But yes."
Henrik is just gonna stare in silence at you again with his one good eye. Just like let it descend in order to sweat you a bit to make sure that that's your answer.
She's just gonna give another little nod and like start shifting around a bit because she feels awkward.
And Henrik will just nod his head, all right. Possible cult.
Cult stuff!
I'll... Yes. You check with some more less than pleasant people. I can check with people on the right side of the law and see what they have to say. Nobody too high up or should get too far, but people who tend to be down in the streets.
She'll just like nod at that. It's very understandable.
Yeah, when I left early last session, I did go to check out transit options for out of the current city.
Yep, it's basically like a ferry system or a bus line. There is pretty regular transit from like between cities, coming back and hopping a like a transport vessel to Kavagan will not be an issue. There are slightly more expensive options for a straight through flight or there are like ones where you're getting essentially layovers in other cities.
Okay. All right. It's a bit easier time than from where we just left.
Yes, this is something where you can just say it's like getting on a plane, basically.
All right.
But more leg room.
Is there anything anybody else feels the need to talk about?
I think that's all for me, at least.
All right,
Yeah, all good.
Anything for me, Nadia?
No, I'm just good. Going with whatever.
Does Alston still not bring up the fact that it wasn't sabotage, it was a simple mistake?
It was sabotage.
For sure.
Good old wizard pride.
Henrik, eventually Henrik's going to learn about this, and things are going to be a lot worse than if you just told him.
Austin doesn't know
I don't
this.
understand consequences. What do you mean?
Wizards don't do consequences. I don't know what you're talking about.
We are above that.
Exactly.
What is a rule?
Oh yes, good old-fashioned wizard hubris. Love to see it. But yeah, the rest of the night passes without issue. You all get a good night's rest, a full rest. I believe everyone was all right anyways. And
one final thing before we do go to rest. The spell that Henrik needs, what's its name again?
I'll DM you. Because, yeah, that is going to be pertinent here soon.
Oh.
All right. Did you get that, Henrik?
Yes.
All right, cool. Or is that something you're going to do at night or in the morning, or what's the plan with that?
Probably in the morning. On the way to hunt down some info about this gang. The Ravens, were they called?
Yes, that's what you had heard from the local folks talking.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we did decide that Henrik has a device that helps the problem, correct?
I believe so. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
Because I think I have something in mind for that I believe we had
Yes.
settled, but I don't remember.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Can't see it, but I gave a thumbs up.
okay, cool. Just making sure. But yeah, hold on, just 1 second. More note passing. Anyways, so you folks wake up in the morning, get through your morning routines. I will say, as you wake up in the morning, you do realize that 4 is gone. In the place where he was meant to finish his sentry duty, it looks like there is a note, which isn't handwritten. It looks to be printed, which is definitely strange. None of you know where he would have found a printing press. So there are some questions when it comes to that.
Is it in Comic
I
Sans
just like to
font?
believe- I just like to believe that attached to 4 is a fax
I
machine.
agree.
It's just
like one of
built
those
into the
really-
center of his chest.
Yeah.
We'll fax we'll fast forward.
It just
later.
like comes out
It's
of
a
his
miracle.
mouth, like from his head.
It's a miracle you didn't wake up. It's one of those really loud printers.
Good old dot matrix.
Eh.
Yeah, someone accidentally leaked Forrest's fax number online, so we keep getting like random faxes in the middle of the night.
It's just an all
Whenever he
Comic
gets it back,
Sans.
his eyes flash back and forth.
It's just an all Comic Sans font. I'm watching you.
This unit is receiving a fax.
Secretly, the BBEG faxing us. You guys suck.
Other parties get threatening sendings. You guys just get threatening faxes.
we just get threatening
You've got
faxes
mail.
with like, you suck. Get better.
But yes, the note itself does, in Four's way of saying it, essentially say he has some things he needs to take care of. He will rejoin with his main initiative, which is this group, as soon as he has the chance.
I'll miss him.
I'll be damned. How did none of us hear him leave? Like, we all know for at least capabilities in this respect. Nobody heard him leave.
That is quite impressive.
Damn.
Was he just like playing us the entire time and had like a secret stealth mode?
Maybe?
That would be kind of funny.
That would be strange, but we're living in strange times.
I mean, he is built for war. Maybe he does have a stealth setting.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my morning prayers, and I'm gonna add on an addition. So like, please make sure that Ford doesn't like hoping that Ford doesn't go on a murder spree. And then Ford's like, I'm back, great, I dealt with my business, and we go inside and just like 50 dead bodies in like a giant like trail.
Please don't let Ford get arrested.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a religion roll as you do your morning prayers.
Oh, boy.
Oh god.
Give it a second.
Ten. You get through your. Ooh, go ahead.
Yep, Ford's gonna go on a murder spree. Can you do that? So, yeah.
Just with a 10, you don't really get anything much in the way of a response from Fatal. You have had a couple of occasions where you've prayed and like felt her presence and her, not necessarily response, but her assurance. And this is just kind of what it's been a lot recently, of just putting your prayer in and being like, all right, great, doing the cleric thing, praying, great, solid. Nothing really in return from her.
Oh boy.
What is everybody else up to?
Well,
Austin's probably just getting some breakfast and just like reading his new book, trying to understand the infernal language. She's munching on like a scone in one hand and the book in the other.
too early to drink. We got stuff to be doing, going after cults. Yes, spend a fair bit more time than average working the stiffness out of his joints this morning.
Alright, so what was our lead on the cult?
They have a calling card, which is a feather in a window. So I believe, perhaps if we put a feather in a window, they might show up.
Just any window?
I'd assume so. I'd assume one near where we want to meet.
By calling card, do you mean like a signal to to like recognize territory, or like
Space.
or do you mean like a calling card? Whatever they do with their crimes, they leave a feather in a window.
Space. Which one was it?
There's a calling card for like a meeting or like a it's a calling card, not a signature of like a murderer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think maybe we should look for feathers in a window first, because I feel like they're not going to like it if we steal their calling card or their signal.
Well, I mean, that part of a cult involved in all this hinky business going on, we're not likely to be pals, but we should probably get more information, especially like, can they be found anywhere in the city? Do they tend to stick to an area?
Astoria's gonna speak up and just be like, Nadia, you said you wanted to find one of their calling cards, right?
I just think, like, maybe we can do, like, a quick, like, walk around to see if we, like, see any, like, if it just happenstance, oh, they're having a meeting right now or something like that.
When I was with 4 yesterday, we saw one. We can go back and try to see if it's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Astoria's gonna try to, like, lead them to where she had last seen it. On the way, Astoria's keeping an eye out for, like, a little post office thing. Space.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check for just both. It'll apply to both.
Investigation. That would be a 7.
Oh, yikes.
No! Roll 20, why?
You know, I feel like it's not a stretch to say Astoria is a little bit worried about Forge just kind of vanishing out of nowhere. It's kind of hard to concentrate. Well,
ignore that. I don't know.
Really
I don't know why that happened. I ignore that. It just kind of happened.
Let's see. With a 7 investigation, it's really hard to remember where you saw that. It was like one feather in a window, and most of the construction of this city looks the same. And you actually kind of realize with that 7 investigation check of like, oh, maybe it's not as obvious as a calling card as you thought, because you're really struggling to remember where that was. Anyone else can make an investigation check if you want. You are looking for like a feather in a window. You can also like have 2 people do it and give one person advantage.
Would actually like to technically break off and do something a little bit different.
Cool. Are you trying to be stealthy about it?
No, like, I guess stealthy to other people, but I let them know the party what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because with my background, I have the feature of being a combat instructor for the guards Kavanga, which I want to try and leverage to, like, essentially finding the equivalent of a beat cop for the area. And it's like, hey, listen, I've heard about this. I'm going to be here. Should I be worried about this? And what can you tell me?
Gotcha. Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me a investigation and a luck check for that.
Okay. All right. So investigation.
Yep, and then a d20. Rip.
Oh god.
I see. Okay, roll me that luck check. 17. Okay. So you don't run across like a beat cop. However, you do actually spot among the crowd a familiar face. She is a taller, dragonborn woman, like sleek green scales. She holds a glaive in one hand, and is like kind of half chatting with the other guard on duty with her. You already nicer part of town, so these are likely like some of the higher level guards. But you do recognize a student that you had taught. She wasn't the top of your class. She wasn't the bottom of your class. She was pretty standard as a student, but definitely someone that you recognize and know she will recognize you.
All right. So I'll approach her. Say, still keeping up on your left hand, right hand drills?
You watch this woman who is, you would see her when she was a bit younger. She is definitely like closer to, mid-age now. She kind of jolts a little bit and leans on her glaive and is just like, no shit. You are out of combat. Of course I've been working on it. How have you been?
Henrik just gives a grunt and I'm old and out of retirement when I shouldn't be.
Well, fair enough. I mean, with everything going on right now, it makes sense. It's good to see you still kicking. I mean, I bet you could still kick my ass knowing everything. Yeah, it's good to, like I said, good to see you. It's been, what, like a decade now at least. Yeah, it's, I mean, obviously,
12 years.
Shit, has it been 12 years already? You're right, it has. It's a lot happens, especially when you get proper guard work. Yeah, I mean, didn't get into anything super prestigious, as you could tell, but I've been around, moving around a lot, just seeing what I can. Can I help out with anything, or are you just stopping by to say hi?
In town, tracking down what might be Pope and a gang helping them. Anything you can share about a gang that leaves a feather in the windowsill as a calling card?
She thinks for a second and kind of elbows her companion, who is a shorter, like half-elven man. And he jolts a little bit as well because he was busy actually keeping watch. Just, do you remember those, what were they called? They got a name. I don't know. Yeah, they're pretty small fish. It's like, I know they were drug running a while ago. We did a couple busts. It was nothing crazy. It's not like they were moving insane amounts of contraband. It was like pretty bog standard, small, messy operation. We've been running a few of them out, but it's where they're not enough of a thing to really devote our full attention to at all times. I know they're around and we grab them when we can, but they're kind of just, it's the drug trade thing, and we got bigger operations to take care of than that right now. Like, we're obviously, like I said, grab them when we see them, but we can't stake out every feather in the window of the city.
You only have so many resources and too many things to slip through your back. I know how it goes.
Oh yeah, ports like this, you know how that goes. Just so much, just smuggling. The last few weeks, we found a whole, she again elbows the guy who is still trying to do his job. And he kind of like half pays attention. What was it, like a cargo ship? Was it the artifacts? Something like that. I don't know. Ridiculous, like necromancy, but the bad kind. Like, whole ship full of that. It was real bad. It tied up our department for literally weeks. We barely left the office. It was just paperwork and like tracking down the people involved. It sucked.
I can't imagine any particular area these feathers tend to pop up in.
Oh, I mean, they're not really in the upper districts that much. I mean, we've got a couple, but that it could also be like, you know how rich kids like to play pranks. We've never gotten anything from the ones in like the noble districts or like the, oh god, what's the word? You know, uptown. And she gestures. Usually that'll be a dead end. It's usually around the ports, especially like around the docks themselves, is where you'll find them. Other than that, it's kind of a bargain. They'll crop up and then leave, and half the time we don't even know where the people, like when they showed up. We'll notice it, and by the time we come back, it's already gone.
Now, somebody here mentioned to the group I'm with about them having somebody capable of mind-altering magic. your people heard anything about that?
Well, if we had and we don't remember it, that would explain why. Not that I know of. I mean, it's oh god, that's something real hard to pin down. I mean, like, ugh. Bowen, help me. That is like the whole point of the mind altering magic is so you can't be tracked down with it. I don't think so. Like I said, as far as these Raven folks go, it's the small stuff. They're a nuisance more than a threat. If anyone's got mind altering stuff, it might be somebody who's going to be a bigger problem that I'm sure we'll find out about soon enough. But as far as these Ravens go, I don't think I've heard anything about mind altering. But again, that becomes a thing of we may have and we just don't remember it. Because that's how, what is it, enchantment tends to go? I'm just never good with magic stuff.
While we're poking around, are there any issues we should be aware of to not cause the city any problems?
She kind of like scratches like the underside of her jaw and thinks for a second. Nothing I can talk about necessarily, but wouldn't recommend hanging out in the South Quarter too much. Just been kind of rough lately. Something's going on. We're not entirely sure. It's also where a lot of Deathless folks have been cropping up, and it's rough. We've got folks down there, obviously, keeping everything handled, but not a lot of people are super. You know, some people are compassionate, others are assholes, and it's become kind of a sick bay. So I'd say probably maybe don't be down there right now. Just it's a really bad time.
And thanks for the info. It'll probably help quite a bit. I'll let you both get back to what you were doing. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Always good to see a familiar face, especially in my line of work. Well, sorry, not always good. You know, repeat offenders and all that, but good to see you.
Back to the party.
Nice. What's everybody else been up to? Well, Henrik has taken his detour.
I guess the story is, like, still looking for the feather, and she's just like, I swore it was, like, right there. But maybe it was another building. They all look the same.
I'm following Astoria, like, kind of helping them. I'm too engrossed in the book I'm reading, though.
Does anyone want to give Alston advantage?
I can.
Okay. Also, go ahead and roll again.
Yeah!
I love it.
I wonder which roll you'll take.
All right, let me
Will it
see.
be the
Let me
13 or
just,
the 13?
I don't know.
Oh
It's
boy.
hard. Well, it is high enough. Alrighty. Alston, as you kind of trot between Astoria and Nadia, who is actively reading a book, like barely paying attention to the people around her, you do spot out of the corner of your eye at first the faint, like, kind of wiggling of a feather caught in like a slight sea breeze that slides between the buildings, in a kind of shaded alleyway near the docks.
Am I the only one who cannot hear Alston?
No, I can't hear
Oh,
either.
Alston, are you muted?
Yep.
Alston.
Your light. Alston,
Oops.
your light. There we go.
There we go.
Sorry. I had flipped up the mic on my headset and that turns it off, and then I forgot to bring it back down.
Oh, mood.
So yeah, I'm just gonna like try to notify Astoria, just like tug on their hand or like their pants or whatever, because I'm short, right? And just point off in the direction. Like, hey, I think I see a feather that way.
Astoria's gonna look over, and I guess she'll probably see the same thing, right? Unless she's blind.
Yeah, if someone points it out to you, you can see it. Unless you roll a nat 1 on investigation.
Let's go, nat 1. Listen, I wouldn't test roll 20 right now with me.
I would test roll 20 with you ever.
Yeah, no. Apparently, Roll20 says that I can't do anything right except for like trying to flirt. Anyways, Astoria is just gonna look down at Austin and just be like, "Awesome, good job. I think that's it. Maybe." And she's gonna head over to it.
It is like a slightly iridescent black feather. Appears to be tucked into the window of. You're not entirely sure. It might be an inn. It might be the window itself. At a glance, from what you can see from the outside, like there is a bed in it. But unless you actively want to get closer to the window and investigate, that's all you really get.
I'll send Bert.
Oh yeah, you're rat. Yeah.
Rat boy.
This. I forget. What do you have a description for Dear Bert, or is he just like rat colored?
He's a rat-colored rat.
Rat-colored rat. All right. Yeah, you watch.
And the docks, that's probably not too weird of a sight to just have like a rat crawling around, right?
Weirdly small for a rat compared to the dogs, because you're usually dealing with like big ass like billed rats, like your calf kind of rats. But no, Bert crawls out from like under your collar and scuttles up the wall and like peeks his little nose over the edge of the window. Are you like looking through his eyes, or just hearing back what he kind of sends your way via your mental link?
Yeah, I'll like look through his eyes.
Yeah, it's a small, tidy room. It does appear to be the room of an inn. It's not like personalized at all. There's a desk, a fireplace, a bed, all neatly turned down. Dark, no torches lit. Just looks like an inn room.
Okay. No one else, or no one in there, like obviously.
Nope, looks like it's currently not in use.
Okay, I'll have Bert come back and relay that back to the group. I don't know if we want to like go in through normal means of the inn, just find the front door and just say, yeah, friend, meeting there, right? They told us which room. Sort of vibe, I don't know. What's everyone think? Or we can sneak in through the window itself, I guess.
I will say about 4, our chances on the second option have increased significantly. But we should also take a moment to think about what we want to get out of dealing with this gang/cult, as well as how we want to deal with them. Persuasive, intimidation,
well, since it's been a bit, they've been using their mind-altering stuff to do what again? Was it mostly mess with like Lako or not? 4?
All that you guys know from what you've heard from Forest Story, they would have relayed this to you, is 4 is looking for a tiefling with alleged mind-altering abilities, and a couple of people that he gave an enchanted crossbow to last session that he just found randomly on the dock had intel that maybe, or as far as they're aware, this local gang is headed by a tiefling with mind-altering powers. That's all you know.
Astoria has no clue why 4 wants to find them. She just knows that he wants to find them.
I believe you had some motivation for finding him. Yeah, I was going to say. Astoria's got her own.
Astoria's just kind of like, I guess almost nervously like messing with her bag or like her clothes or something like that. And like not making eye contact.
Okay, so we don't know Astoria's reason?
Unless Astoria has shared it, no.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah, no worries. Good to keep info straight.
Astoria?
Yes?
If you want to be able to find out whatever it is you want to know, will be a lot more help if you tell us what that is.
She gives a little nod, and then, still avoiding eye contact, is just like, my parents shouldn't be alive, and I want to know if this is some sick trick, of this guy trying to mess with me. Basically, I want to know if I visit my hometown, if we're going to be walking into a trap or not.
Well, why would this person want to be messing with you? No offense, but just that seems pretty specific to mess with someone.
I have not always made the best decisions with my life. And I'm not the only one who knows that. I don't necessarily know why they'd want to mess with me, but I do know that it is possible that in visiting my hometown, if we do so, we could be walking into a trap. And I don't want to lead you all into danger. Ever. And
this would be a trap. Oh,
I will explain, I guess, the details of why it could be a trap and what could be waiting. If we do go to visit my hometown, though I believe for right now I'm going to keep those details quiet.
I mean, there shouldn't be secrets in this party, but fine, okay. Anyways, so do we want to sneak in or go just waltz in through the front door?
Well, so if that's the case, Story, I imagine you're gonna want to get a face-to-face meeting with this man.
Yes.
Right. So, if that's the case, I think we have two options. One, we go in and get a meeting with whoever's in there, beat the ever-loving crap out of them until they tell us where we can find their boss, and repeat ad nauseum until we have our face-to-face meeting. Or, given that this is apparently a small drug-running gang, we falsely try and set up a business meeting as if we want to procure some supply.
I think we should go the quieter route. I feel as if word gets out that we're looking for the boss, it's not going to go well and he'll go further into hiding.
Have we, on like the memory thing, have we looked into services that like, is there ways to like see if your memory has been altered through more, not I want to say legal or illegal, but like more like easier means?
Ooh, Nadia, roll me a history check. This pertains to kind of your field of expertise, in a sense.
Nadia looking for the good route. All of us. So how the fuck are we gonna deal with this drug cartel?
16. There are definitely ways to tell if someone's mind has been altered. It is not always possible to tell how or when, depending on how competent the caster is. If it is someone who is a lower level, essentially, in a messy casting, or something goes wrong, it is super obvious. You could essentially like fingerprint that back to the caster themselves. There are also cases where if someone is really, really good, it is super hard to tell. It's like surgery scars. Like either it's going to be messy and super obvious, or it's going to be someone who's really good at their job, and it takes someone with a trained eye to know that something's gone wrong. There are people who know that, who specialize in this sort of thing, that are essentially like arcane doctors. And there are also people who do this for a price. You can choose to have your mind altered by one of the more competent people. And that is something that is not as it is a controversial business in Vox Ramus, as the dead should always be remembered, but some choose to forget the most painful parts of their grief.
But like also, okay. In the most obvious sense, like out of character, I know about D&D and I know about the rules and stuff. Like in character though, do I know about ways to just straight up just remove memory alterations?
Ooh, yes and no. Again, it depends on the level of the caster. Again, you would know it really is. It's a level thing based on like the level the spell was cast at. You do know that the more messy jobs are easier to remove, and the better they've been performed, the harder it's going to be. And that's how a story or Nadia would understand it.
I'm assuming it takes more than just like a detect magic spell to see if there is alterations there.
I believe by the books you can with a detect magic spell, but I also don't know if it's super clear in the books. I think it is up to DM discretion.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like out of character, I'm pretty sure that a greater restoration spell would probably help, but like no one has that, and also in character, I don't know shit.
Yeah. Well, I think at least Nadia's at least seen Alston use detect magic, so if that's something that could work, that's something Alston has. But
Yeah,
he doesn't understand the mind altering stuff.
It is still magic. So if it is done sloppily, it will absolutely ping, although it will not be as obvious as something like an illusion spell.
Yeah. I'll just say to the group, from like my limited experience in memory magic, it varies. It's kind of like a surgery where, like, depending on the context of who did it and how well they did it, it can be really obvious if your memory has been altered just by detecting through magical means. But sometimes, if the person's competent enough, they can make sure to leave the pieces intact well enough that it's very undetectable. I know there's services to alter one's memories, so I assume there's services to undo those alterations, but I don't know if there's services if there's any other way to detect alterations in one's memory.
Well, I can always just try a detect magic if you think that might do it.
Like from my like I'm just speaking from my experience because this is the early part I'm passing and reading books. Like I think detect magic might or might not. It depends on the context of how well they did the memory alteration. If it's messy enough, then a detect magic will probably may or may not detect it. But if it's clean enough, it's really hard to figure out if their memory's been altered or not.
Sure.
It's worth a shot, though.
Sure, I can give it a try if we got 10 minutes for a ritual cast.
Astoria is gonna give a nod and just be like, "Yeah, I'm fine with trying it."
And like from my basic knowledge of just like logicking this out, like if someone was to like alter your memory, like if someone was to alter your memory, the way that from what I'm assuming is like the way they alter your memory, it might be stronger depending on the context of how they alter it. Are they creating new memories? Or are they altering events in your mind, right?
Sorry, was that a question for me as a DM, or is that just Nadia's football?
I'm just talking in general.
Gotcha,
like,
okay.
I feel like can I ask, like, these memories you think are false, do you think they're altered events, or do you think they're like completely fictional events?
I honestly have no clue. I think both are a possibility. I think it's possible that I could have completely new memories, or that it's just been slightly altered to make things different.
Because I think like a common thing with is that like I don't want to pry. Does like looking back at the events and looking back at the logical step by step of what happened, does it make sense logically?
Suppose.
As far as you know.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like normal, natural, as if everything that's happened is real, but I mean, if that's the case, then word of my parents being alive should not be a thing that's happening. Which means that either I've been lied to, or she's telling the truth, and either way someone is lying. Whether it be the person that told me that my parents are alive, or whether it be my own memories. And personally, I'd like to figure out if my memories are alive before the other person, just in case we are walking into a trap, so I can be a little more prepared.
This person, are they still here?
I'm not sure. She had a market stall and was a family friend of mine.
I have a method of magically deeming whether someone's telling the truth or not.
If we could find her, you could ask her.
Yeah, I don't think it's any use for you specifically, because if your memories are altered, I don't. It's not like a universal logical thing where it will only let you tell the truth. It's like it makes you tell the truth, but to the truth of what you believe. It's not like a thing where it's like the actual truth, right? It's not that. That's too big.
Yeah, you also, Nadia, you know that a modified memory spell would fuck with that because they believe it to be the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's whatever you believe to be true. You can't tell a lie. So if you fully believe something, that's your truth.
So
it's not a objective.
If Astoria and the family friend's memories have both been fucked with, then we will not know.
Yeah, all we have is a way to spell thought with that situation. Yes,
right, but at least we know if it's if they have devious intent.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We can try to find her.
Okay.
I would like to try to find the stall that she was at and go back there.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a luck check and an investigation check.
Oh, yay! More rolls!
You can do it at advantage because Astoria is helping. Or because Nadia is helping. Oh my god.
Okay.
You too. 15. Needed that advantage.
Want me to roll or you roll your advantage?
No, luck check of 2.
2.
Thanks, roll 20.
Yep, you return to the place where you had found her the day previous, and the stall remains, but it does not appear that she is still there. There's a different vendor there today.
Damn it! Astoria's gonna look at Nadia and be like, that is not in fact her. She might have gone back to my hometown, or, I don't know, somewhere else in the city, but the city's large, and I don't think we have enough time to look for it.
So then, that's the case, do you want to find one of those more legitimate businesses to check out your memories?
Sure, we can do that. I don't want to be walking you all into a trap with me and get you all wrapped up in this mess as well.
Is that something you folks would be looking for?
Sure. I guess.
Alrighty. If it comes down to looking for memory alteration and restoration services, I'm not going to make you roll a luck check on this. I am going to roll something behind the screen.
While we're doing this, I'd like to keep an ear out for anything involving the South Quarter, as well as apparently that ship full of necromantic artifacts.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me either a perception or investigation roll, whichever you prefer.
Geez, do I go with a -1 intelligence or a +3 wisdom?
I'll take the intelligence.
Sorry, one second. That guy had a question for me. Perception. You do hear some threads of whispers, It is divided. It is very much some people talking about how, like religious fanatics, the deathlessness is a punishment. We've wronged Fatal in some way, or like thinking that something's wrong with the deathless people, and that they should be shunned or burned or removed from the city. People that are airing sympathies and grievances and grieving because their friends and family have passed and are now in this essentially hell state, where they cannot move on. And it's a lot of mixed stuff. You do hear a couple of people talking about like how the South Quarter should be closed off from the rest of the city, and all the deathless should be moved there, like a quarantine zone, because it could be dangerous. It's very mixed. It is a city coping with a new outbreak of something horrifying.
But nothing about that ship of necromancy.
No.
That sets off a few bells in Henrik's head.
You do also know that was probably kept very quiet by the local government. Because that's not something that they would want to get out to the general public.
Still.
Yeah, fair. People always manage to find shit out.
My thought is this connected to the cult we were tracking down in Kavagon?
Good question.
Probably no, but yes.
Well, I mean...
Well, yes, but also no.
I mean, there's a chance, I feel like, because if that cult is responsible for the Deathless, it takes a lot of resources, and a few weeks ago is before the rains came, correct?
Mm-hmm. That was a couple weeks ago now. A few weeks ago, could have been a few weeks ago, could have been a couple months ago. I think she had said that it was a while back, and it was just that the paperwork had taken weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if you shared this with the group, Alston would definitely agree that it's likely to do with some of the Deathless stuff. It's just too coincidental.
Yeah. Still, let's figure out if Astoria's parents are back from the dead, or if she just thought they were dead.
Let's find out your trauma!
Yay!
Spin the wheel of trauma!
Oh, trust me, space
I was
is
thinking
spinning.
the exact same thing.
Space is spinning that wheel faster than we can imagine.
Astoria is taped to it, and I am throwing knives.
Just hooked up a car engine to it, spinning
they've
rapidly.
already hit the shoulder. One's hit the shoulder. We're waiting for space to throw the others.
Alright, so what are we doing, folks?
I believe we were looking for
Who wants to take the lead on... I mean, it was Nadia's idea.
True.
What are we doing? Sorry, we're trying to find services?
I think we were trying to find a legit
You were
way
the
to
one to
figure
think
out
of...
if Astoria's mind's been fucked with.
Can I take a different method of approach?
Sure.
What religious bodies exist within this city predominantly?
WithOvanth, it's not like somewhere like Ionium or Kester, Innisol or Kester, where they are cities devoted to the actual words, the actual gods themselves, like Aisha and Voan. This is a city where it's a large city, and you will be able to find a temple out to any god here. It is just a matter of, I believe inOvanth, the highest population are like folks worshiping Regdar, as well as hold on just a second, Durok, as this is a newer city.
Right.
However, if you're looking for someone who will specialize in when it comes to anything to do with mind altering, you do know that there is specifically a god of the mind, Chiton, who, if there is a large enough religious establishment for him, that may be a lead.
Okay, that's a good lead. We'll use that. Let's go to that one first. I had a different idea, but let's do that first because that's better. What was the god's name?
Chiton, Cyton.
Minor god, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just call it from that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alston. There are villains to be.
You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes.
I will be right back.
You're joking me. You're gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
Right guy.
All right.
All right, what's everybody up to?
Well,
Although I think Phoenix just bounced real quick.
Yeah.
Phoenix will.
Well, I mean,
Okay, can I go try to find that? See if there's any religious population dedicated to Chiton.
Sure. Where are you looking?
Is there a religious sector here, or is this kind of spread everywhere?
There is. There's kind of it is an area of the city where there's a high concentration of like temples and the like. Hold on just a moment. I do actually have a map for this. Where we can actually have a map. It is kind of coastal, or not coastal. It is more like on the beach side of the bay, and it's the kind of like tiered flagstones and these definitely more cathedral-like buildings sprinkled around with a couple of homes and some general market stalls. It is definitely a quieter sect of the city.
I have returned.
Okay.
Nice, we have a map.
Can I just like, you know what I mean? Just
Ooh.
like either inquire or just like walk around to see if there's any general indication that there is a temple of Chiton here and where it is.
Yeah, you can absolutely ask around, and I won't make you roll for it. There are a couple of folks that aren't entirely sure. They give you like New Yorker style directions of like, you're gonna want to go past like that stand and then take a left there, and then like, but you do eventually piece together enough of an idea to bring you to a temple to Chiton, which is this not necessarily grandiose building. It is more of a library where there are a handful of clerics milling about. And you know that these are not clerics that would be super versed in healing anything other than the mind. These are not people who possess like physical healing magics as much, but they are the type to know about anything to do with the mental faculties.
Yeah. Okay. So
Let me see if I have some tokens for that. Because I'm sure I have spare tokens somewhere, knowing me.
yeah, I'll just approach one. Like it's I'm assuming it's an open place. It's not closed.
Yes, the doors
Yeah.
stand open in the kind of morning sunlight.
I will approach the person who looks the most like the other person who talks to people about inquiring things.
There's a handful of different people there. Hold on, let me say. Like I said, I was just grabbing some.
Yeah, no worries.
Gonna grab a couple tokens because I have again a map. Ooh, it's a good thing Lake wasn't here because this is a recycled token and he would absolutely lose his mind.
Call you out.
Just a second.
I'm sure one of us can fill in for him.
I'm gonna reuse some of the council members. That guy.
This unit recognizes those people from previous campaigns.
Damn
I'm
it,
reusing
Austin,
the gamer. That guy will know what I mean when I say that.
I just have Oogie Boogie's the theme stuck in my head.
All right.
Good job, Austin.
There are more bookshelves than this, but here's the map. There are a handful of clerics, like I said, milling about. And it looks like this kind of tall, darker-skinned woman with these long, like, thick braids adorned with a handful of, like, golden charms is more receptive to, like, actual people. The other two appear to be buried in books actively. She looks like she's holding a stack of them and looks to be moving them back and forth from wherever.
Yeah, I'll just get her attention. Excuse me.
Can I help you with something?
Yes. Just want to inquire about just knowledge or advice on a specific matter.
Of course, that's what we here at the Temple of Chitin are for. What can I help out with?
I have a friend who they suspect that their mind has maybe been tampered with. They have conflicting memories with information that they've been given from a fairly trustworthy source.
You do see as like there's no role for this. Her vision, her expression kind of darkens at that when you mention someone's mind being altered. You as someone who follows a god closely, like knows that this is something where specifically followers of Chitin take that as like a very high offense of someone's mind being tampered with against their will. And she kind of like her face pinches a bit. She's like, I'm very sorry to hear that. If you'd like, we can take a look at her. I know there are some signs, but that's usually in more serious cases. Do they mind speaking with us about the matter? We could likely at least get a decent idea if it's as obvious as you say it is.
Right. Okay. I will ask them. I don't. They've been very forward about. They've been very honest about the idea of their memories being tampered with. But I'm not quite sure if how much information they're willing to share about those memories specifically. But I can go get them. I think they're just standing on the outskirts here, and I'll go get Phoenix or go get Astoria. Some names. No, I'll go get Phoenix in real life and just
drag me.
You dragged it.
I just like Kiwi just shows up.
Phoenix gets isekai.
Kiwi shows up at my bedroom door, and I'm just like, oh hey there. All of a sudden, you guys hear me say like, "Be right back." Kiwi's taking me.
Just gets isekai.
I will go get Astoria. Astoria?
Yes.
There's a person who would like to talk to you about to see if they can help you with your memories.
Sure. And Astoria's gonna follow Nadia.
Yeah. This is Astoria, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
I'm sorry, were you talking to the cleric?
The cleric, yes.
She just nods. I go by Nexus.
That's a dope name. And there are priests here?
Yep, it looks like she and like the other people in this temple, they look to all be clerics of some variety. They are wearing like clerical robes. For Chitin, it is like the temple is decently opulent, but that is mostly in the style ofOvanth itself. All three of these clerics are wearing kind of more plain. They are like this purple robes with kind of yellow, I forget the name for it, like scarves over them. And she seems to wear the same as the rest of them.
I'll introduce them, and then I will take a step back if we continue talking about the thing, because I don't want to pry.
Yeah, Astoria, you are led over to this, again, tall, darker-skinned woman, beautiful braids, has set down her stack of books, and kind of has her hands clasped in front of her, in front of herself. And you are also approached by a slightly shorter, kind of lithe man. He actually looks to be a changeling who is not actively wearing a disguise, which is very rare to see. Changelings are not like frowned upon in the society, but it's very rare to see them actually like presenting as they would just naturally. Usually they are wearing some sort of face, but he is just some variety of changeling. He appears to wear the same kind of plain robes, although hers do appear to be slightly more ornate. She may be like the head of the temple. And she kind of looks you over and just, and pardon me, I didn't get your name, I believe. You're the one who has concerns about their memory?
Yes, I'm Astoria. It's a pleasure to meet you both. And she's gonna give like a little respectful like bow of her head to both of them.
They both nod, and she kind of sweeps a half bow. My name is Nexus. If you'd like, we can take this somewhere more private. I understand that you've been, or rather, I've heard that you're a little bit more private as a person.
Astoria gives a little nod and is like, I think I'd like that.
And she just nods and kind of gestures for you to follow her up one of these spiral staircases. They're at the back of the room. Just of course. It's lovely to make your acquaintance, and I wish we had done so under better circumstances. Is it alright if my companion Toros attends us? She nods and leads the both of you upstairs. There is actually a top floor map for this, and I love it.
Fancy.
Yeah, listen. Someone left me unattended with Patreon maps. It's to happen.
Oh yeah, that.
Hold on a minute. I have to find their tokens again. Oh no, this is what happens when I grab spare tokens. But yeah, they do. No, I refuse. They lead you up to this kind of like, I forget what it's called. Like this auxiliary. There's a small like seating areas up top, which appear to be for more private conversations. They lead you over this bench, and she gestures for you to sit down next to her.
Yeah, Astoria's gonna do so.
So, we can obviously jump right into the deep end and take a look, magically speaking, and see if there's anything wrong. But if you would prefer, we can also take a more objective approach and just kind of talk it over, potentially give you some insights.
I'm fine with both options. Whichever one works best for you both.
Well, either works for us, but we obviously prefer not to intrude if it is not necessary. So if you could just, it is easy if you just kind of let us know what's going on with that. If it's, somewhere where you believe your mind has been altered, that is a very serious thing. And just knowing why you think such a thing is a good starting place.
Of course. And Astoria is going to relay everything that she heard from Lisette, as well as sort of relaying the fact that, like, Astoria just, 100% knew that her parents were dead. Like, there was no doubt about it, there was no question. She, saw their dead bodies, they were dead. And we'll sort of just, relay, all of that and just be like, I really don't understand how that could be true, if it is, or if it's simply a lie. But I wanted to check about mind alteration before accusing someone of lying.
She nods the whole time and does at some point, while you're talking about, seeing your parents die and or dead, she does put, a comforting hand on your shoulder. Both of these people are very intently listening to what you're saying, and she is nodding along understandingly. Yes, that is very concerning. I would be worried as well with my own mental state and clarity after such a thing. And trauma does do strange things to the mind. It is very unfortunate. Where it is something like this, I would say we can definitely take a look. Something like that would be decently obvious, something that intense. If that was to be something placed in your memory, it would stick out. There are kind of sharp edges with that kind of thing. So if you would like, we can definitely take a look and see if that's what's going on.
Yes, I think that would be great.
She kind of nods to her companion. Toros, would you mind? I know that's more your specialty.
Of course, I can take a look. Now, Mrs. Doria, please be aware this can feel intrusive, so I would recommend getting as comfortable as you can, and of course, whenever you're ready, or believe yourself to be ready, we can begin.
Yeah, Astoria is gonna try to get as relaxed as possible, and then just, give a little nod.
Okay. Now, if you could close your eyes for me, it helps to make any images that come up conflict with real.
Is that guy cutting out for anyone else, or is it just me?
He's cutting out a little bit. That guy, what was that? Talking too quietly, your mic isn't picking you up.
You will simply. Okay, sorry, that threw me.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could close your eyes, I'd appreciate that. It prevents, while we are searching your mind. Closing your eyes can prevent memories conflicting with what you are currently seeing in the real world.
Yeah, she'll close her eyes.
You understand. And through your closed eyes, you will see this warm light begin to come through, as if there's a very bright source on the other side. And almost like turning pages in a book, you feel your memories kind of being slowly gone through, one by one.
Oh no!
Like it's not like a jabbing, painful, like intrusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like if you like tense up or any such thing, like if there's any discomfort, you feel him kind of back off and swiftly move past that. But still searching for any alterations, anything that seems off. And you feel this warmth kind of just envelop your face, and your eventually kind of gravitates and just moves over the rest of you as you feel this evidently divine power slowly move over you. And eventually the warmth fades, the light dims.
Ooh, that guy, you're cut again.
He sounded like he was underwater.
I was like a door closed as you're talking through it. No, I guarantee it's just technical issues.
Yeah.
No, that's just a great vocal effect of just like
It
your
was
mind
really was.
vanishing away.
It really actually was very thematic.
Yeah.
I'm glad, but also
Excellent. No, I get you. It happens.
Felt like I was there for a second.
maybe I need to probably turn up my sensitivity, but I also get loud when I get excited, and I don't want to blow out your eardrums.
It wasn't like sensitivity, it was like muffled.
Yeah, it was like, think of if you hear someone like talking underwater.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was weird. I don't know. I haven't heard your mic do that before.
Could you at least determine what I was saying? Was I?
No.
It was like.
Yeah, that. It's okay. We heard like all but the last few words.
Okay.
We heard up until the warmth starts fading away.
Yeah, the warmth fades, the light dims, and eventually you are invited to open your eyes again. And Tauros, you can see him kind of pull his hands away as they were hovering somewhat near your face. And he has a look of a little bit of confusion.
Oh?
I don't detect anything wrong here.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, you watch Nexus kind of like her face shifts again as well, to a bit of confusion as she looks to him. Just nothing. Everything's fine.
No, not. All that's there seems to be true.
Okay. Astoria's just gonna like sort of like, she's definitely a little freaked out. She's just gonna sort of like nod at both of them and say, well, thank you both for the help.
Of course. And if you ever have any more questions, don't hesitate to come back. We have an open temple for a reason.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nexus just nods to you.
Astoria's gonna return to the party.
Yeah, this whole process took about like 20 minutes. What has everyone else been doing hanging out outside?
Yes.
I will say, this map is actually the same building. Fun factoid.
Neat.
Yay! Anyways, yeah, what's everyone else doing? Whilst Astoria is getting her brain paged through like a dictionary.
Is there any cool food at the vendors?
Yeah, actually. You come from an area where you came from like an island town, and Vox Ramas has a very mixed food culture. But this is somewhere in Ovanth where they actually have a lot more access to like kind of ocean marshland. there's a lot of things that are very rice heavy, and you find a stall that is selling essentially like, let's call it like fantasy dango. It's like a rice ball, a rice paste ball in a like savory sauce, and it smells incredible from like across the marketplace.
I'm going to buy it and eat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good. It's some kind of like fish base. It's like a thick gelatinous sauce on like with this like skewered snack, and it's like greasy, heavy street food, but it is really good.
I'm just gonna. How much was it?
It's like 2 copper.
I'm just gonna eat them. You want some? Right? This is really good.
What are Alston and Henrik up to while Nadia explores the local food scene?
So what's up with your eye? Like, you got the patch on, but then sometimes you don't. Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah. Just keep it closed.
Just keep it closed. Yeah, but why? Like, what? It could be open. Just Alston being intruding as fuck.
It could be open. Sorry.
I lost it when I was 23, and then just went several decades without, and now that I'm back out again doing something rather more dangerous, I got a replacement. But
okay.
if I use both eyes for too long, I start getting headaches. So, and Henrik shrugged his shoulder.
I want to examine that eye at some point. Sorry, what was it?
Gotten along most of my life by this point with only one eye.
So yeah, Alston just kind of has like one finger up to, like just under his nose, just kind of thinking, I definitely want to look at that eye sometime. That is cool.
Henrik
there just must be some sort of magic going on with it, right?
Yeah, Henrik will just pop it out of his head real quick.
Oh, sweet!
I love that that's also perfectly accurate for folks that actually have glass eyes.
Are you guys doing this near me? I want to see this.
Yeah, while Nadia's eating.
Eating round, like eye-shaped food.
I'm gonna run over if I see them, and I'm gonna choke on my food as I'm running over because I'm eating while I'm running. And then take a second to get out of my throat.
All right, Alston is excited enough. He's not going to ritualistically cast Detect Magic. Just boom, instantly. He wants Detect Magic on this thing to learn whatever he can about it.
Alston, as you cast Detect Magic, I would like a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Just 1 second.
Just a flat 14.
Alrighty. So the eye in your hand does ping magic. It is a weird combination. You can tell it's not like a spell is cast on it. It is a magic item, which tends to get a little bit foggy if it isn't just one specific spell. However, you have seen something similar. It's a very common magic item. It's you would know essentially like above game knowledge. It is an ear stats eye. So it is like it just, you know that it has a magical link with the person using it, and they can see through it as you normally would be able to. It is just a functioning eye prosthetic. There's nothing super crazy about it. It is pretty high quality though. Like, you've seen these come in a range. There are some that are basically like bottom of the barrel, just someone needs 2 eyes. And then there are like, kings and queens, like it's enchanted and has all this extra stuff. This is a pretty standard, good quality prosthetic eye. With a 14 though, I am going to DM you something separately.
Ooh. Okay.
Yep, that's all that. That's that.
All right. Well, that is super cool. I don't think I've actually seen one of these up close in person. And I just kind of look back at him and notice what I notice and just pause for a moment and then like, well, okay, thank you. And I'll hand it back to him.
And I'll pop it back in. Well, while we're...
Yeah, shit.
What was that, Nadia?
Oh, I'm run over and I'm choking and I missed it.
I love Nadia so much.
Do it again.
I'll pop it back out real quick.
So cool.
I picture... I picture knocks on the back of his head and pops out.
That's actually hilarious.
I've taken worse hits to the head for most of my life. I have a pretty thick skull by this point.
Oh, so cool.
And I'll let Nadia look at it real quick.
I will.
With clean hands.
I'll look at it. I will not touch it, but I'll look at it. That's so cool. And I'll let him put it back in his eye.
Oh, you'll let me, huh?
Well, I'll let you do it. I will let you do it right now instead of observing and casting magic on it like someone else here.
Shots fired.
If you thought I was going to pass up an opportunity at that, like, come on.
I put my eye back in.
Yeah, you've gotten used to the sensation of doing as such. It doesn't phase you anymore.
And isn't that just something? And if you guys want to tag along, while we're waiting for Astoria, I'll just do a bit of asking around to see if I can find a temple with a priest capable of casting the spell I need.
Yeah, it's a pretty bog standard spell. You know that if there's anyone around it, the best would likely be someone following add-on, but you also know, just common sense-wise, the clerics devoted specifically to healing are likely all absolutely like stretched to their limits right now. But it is a pretty standard spell. It would likely also be able to be found somewhere where someone's dealing with like Durak or I believe someone like a Helgrun cleric may actually work out with the variety of spell you're looking for, just by nature of what they do.
Helgrun.
God of the Forge.
That honestly seems like the best option, because I imagine there's not a lot of things like what I have right now.
But yeah, you can absolutely seek out a it's like it's more a blacksmithery than it is a temple.
All right.
It is, but finding essentially one of Helgrun's forges is easy, as you could hear them across the district, because people are actively metalworking.
All right. Well, we'll wait for Astoria's appointment to finish before trying to set up my own.
Welcome to D&D, Doctor's Appointment
Yeah!
Yay!
Doctors and dice already. Yeah, Astoria, you finish up and wander back out, and the party is kind of standing around. Looks like Nadia has finished some street food and are waiting on you to come back.
Hey, you want some?
Yeah, Astoria's gonna go back then. And she's gonna look at the others and just, like, her face is partially pale. Just, like, she looks freaked out. And she is just gonna look at them and be like, nothing is wrong, apparently. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, that's good. Wait. No, that's bad. Wait.
It's a mix.
I'm gonna bump Nadia
How
before
does he dango? I'll give her some food.
She'll take some and just like she'll thank Nadia. She'll just be like, thank you.
Well, do you want to head to your hometown then? See if we can't get some answers.
I think that could be good. It likely could be a trap, like I've stated before, but I will explain everything while we're on the way there.
So, I'd like to, while we're still here in the city, I'd like to stop by the Temple of Helgren and see if they can help my problem real quick.
Of course.
So, you're right. I was about to say your village is on this island, but it's a full-on continent. We just left an island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can it's possible to pull the map? Because I forget exactly what it was.
Yeah. You folks are currently on Thania, which is here, this big island. You are within the Varian Empire, which is where I believe several of our players are from, because that does include Ionium.
And so we're in Ovanth, and it's inwards, right?
Yeah, Astoria's town is like here-ish.
Okay, sweet.
I'm from small town.
Yeah.
Just a small town
It's a
girl.
small town girl.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The world.
The string is taken down immediately.
Took the midnight blimp going anywhere?
See, now it won't be taken down because we said blimp. It's not the right lyrics. Let's go! Thank you, Austin. Saved Blob.
Good job, Austin. You made
Alright,
fuck up teleportation, but you didn't fuck up that.
Damn.
so
Damn.
We're never gonna let this go. Poor Austin.
alright.
Sorry,
What
Mr.
did
So-
Are we
you
not letting you?
Bleh. Sorry, I just got something in my throat.
Don't do that.
Don't die.
Nadia feels you.
My lungs haven't killed me yet, despite decades of trying. So, we're going to go to Astoria's hometown. I want to stop by the Temple of Hogarth.
Helgrim?
I know what I said.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
It's a new god. Haven't you heard of
Yeah.
it? Space?
Come on, man.
Old Groff?
Does anybody else?
For God.
Olgrath is a very different god.
Very different.
Wait, which god is it again? Hold on.
Olgrath is the god of cruelty.
Yeah. Is that the one we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Helgrim.
No.
God of the Forge.
Last one.
I'm talking about the god Hogarth.
Okay, that's what I was like. God of cruelty. What the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah. No, Roos is talking about Hogarth, who I don't... Hogarth, sorry. If this is a reference, I'm not understanding it.
Yeah.
No, it's just, I was trying to think of Helgren and Hogarth popped in my head for some reason, so I just went with it, despite knowing it was wrong.
Honestly, sometimes you just have to commit. I have to respect you for that one.
Grandpa have issue.
Leave the old man alone. He's as sharp as he once was.
Alright, so I want to go to the Temple of Helgren to see if they can help me with the small problem.
Yeah,
Does-
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so does anybody else want to do anything in Ovanth?
Yes, actually, DM.
Yes.
This is a question that I want to. Okay, I've never had an instance of anyone ever using this in a game I'm playing in or I run. Do we get like you know what backgrounds come with? Like you get one feature that you can use.
Yes.
Do we get those?
Yeah.
Okay.
People just usually don't bring them up. They forget about them.
Okay, so we're gonna probably leave tomorrow-ish, or we're leaving today.
That's your guys' call. I am surprised you're not following up with the potential mind-altering cult.
I think it's interesting, but I also think that 4 is very invested in that as well.
Like I said, we likely should not plan on him being here for that. I already brought that up.
No. But what I'm saying is that the people who were invested in that was 4 and Astoria. Mm-hmm. And Astoria's investment was only on the basis of mind altering, right?
Mm-hmm. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, that was it.
I now have a list of things. The top 2 being that ship and this cult.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is there anything we want to add on to the list? Because, no offense to Astoria, it doesn't seem like we're on a time limit for your hometown and it being a trap.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I'm fine with doing anything. Like.
Yeah. So, like, is there anything else anybody wants to do or check out in the city?
There's no magic university or college here, right?
There is not a college in Ovanth. Ovanth is where most folks are traveling from other places to Ionium. That's the most common route the most common transport that goes out of Ovanth's port is to Ionium.
I also want to just not very long, but check out a specific temple as well.
Sure. You folks can either do temple hop or split up. That is going to be the party's call.
We can temple hop. I'm interested in the Forge Temple.
Sure. Yeah, you folks head off from the Temple of Kaiden. Again, it is this kind of sprawling religious district. It is quiet. The streets are broad and relatively unpopulated, aside from people going to and from their temples for the day to pay their worship to their gods. And eventually, here, I'll just put us back on that map for ambiance. Okay.
Ambiance.
I'm moving maps accidentally is not what I want to do. Alrighty. And you eventually come across, it is a stout, low building. It fits in with the rest of them, the same kind of blue roof and sandstone walls. But it has like this open portion, as well as this huge, you all would know, ever-lit forge where there are a handful of people working. The only one who appears to be wearing like cleric-like adornments. He's wearing the same leather apron as everyone else, but he's wearing a heavy, it looks like mithril symbol of Helgrun that is more ornate than the others around him. And he appears to be working on, you're not entirely sure, it is still in the early stages of being worked.
Neat. So I assume there isn't anything like a secretary.
No, they're kind of just out like on the street working under the sun, or rather, there's an overhang, but they're working in the open.
So I'm gonna see if I can spot somebody higher in the hierarchy. To maybe not be like head honcho, but somebody that can be like, answer my question.
Like I said, there's a few folks scattered about. Looks like your best bet, other than people who appear to be more, like, I don't want to say like altar boys. They're there for worship and not as a cleric. It's hard because they all look very similar. Would be, like I said, that dwarven fellow wearing the large symbol of Helgrun.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah.
I will approach. I don't know if the party cares to come along.
Up to the party.
Sure, Austin can come along. Unless you're like actively trying to do your own thing?
No.
All right.
Yeah, that guy you had the dwarf.
All right. This dwarf's just going to be hammering away, very distracted. But if you get close enough, he will kind of like, oh, hey, hi. Hello,
Hi.
welcome. How can I help you?
Hi. Name's Hemrick. I have a problem that I'm hoping the clergy of... Don't say Hogarth.
Halgren.
Ooh.
Helgrin. I said
Who the
it
hell
once
is
as a
Hogarth?
joke, and now it's haunting me. That the clergy of Helgrin can help me with.
Is it arthritis? I deal with that too. He kind of flexes his fingers. Not the same. Not the same.
I've lived with it for a while now. I'm used to it at this point. No,
A pain in the arse.
it is not moving as I used
Usually
to.
the joints, but
especially-
okay.
There's joints there. Leg
Yeah.
bones. Anyway, did you have a specific flavor of help that you were looking for?
Yes. You know, I imagine you know about that whole Deathless thing going around right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Nasty business, that. Terrible.
yeah. Well, my son and his husband managed to make something that delays it for me, but I need to spell cast in order to put off the rot for any longer.
At the mention of a seeming device that can stave off the effects of deathlessness, he kind of, like, you see that piques his interest. Just, no shit. Yeah, of course. I'll help you. But I want to see that, though. 'Cause that could help a lot of people. If I know how to make one.
Although, imagine if we could go somewhere a bit more private and not out in the open.
Of course. Here, right this way. And he steps like 3 feet back from his anvil.
Henrik
Come on.
just raises his eyebrow over his good eye and starts to follow.
As you do, you see he grabs this, what seems to be a chainmail curtain, and drags it around the little forge area that he has, like those curtains in hospitals, like those privacy curtains. All right, this is
All right.
relatively private. If you want to have a quiet conversation, you, and he points at you, Alston. If you request privacy, just jangle the curtains. They're noisy.
Oh, okay. Sure.
It's not a silent spell. They're just jangling the curtains. I love that. Incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, I could definitely help you with that. If you would please have a seat. And he gestures at his anvil.
I will sit down on the anvil. I imagine it's been implanted in his chest, so I'll start taking off the top layer of armor, and then shirt, and yeah.
All right.
Don't
Now
know if we
you...
Don't think we decided on what it looks like. Like, it's completely in his chest. It's
Yep, it is essentially. It's not completely in his chest. It is not like Iron Man-esque. It is more, of kind of off to the side. It very much resembles a perioptic wound closure. It's somewhat similar to that, and you know that it's something. It is less of a permanent solution and more of a focus for magic moving forward, especially things like Greater Restoration. And there is like a faint ring of healthier skin directly around it, whereas as you take off the like you peel off your layers, you do realize that there is like necrosis in places beginning to take hold. That is somewhat more obvious than when you have just like hands and face exposed to the world.
Sun said it was great. One of them restoration spells that supposed to have cast. Not lesser. Are there 3 versions?
So
Or is it
Just two.
a greater, I imagine. All right, just give me a moment, and he'll kind of waddle over to a little like work desk where he has this this parchment and charcoal, and he'll walk back over and briefly sketch out the device in your chest. I'm like, okay, those are the modifications there. All right, like claps his hand. There's a little puff of charcoal dust. As he does so, he sets his things down. All right, you might want to close your eyes for this. And
I close my right eye.
You'll see him begin to wind up with his hammer. And as you close it, you hear a large bang at the anvil underneath you. And you feel this rush of heat, this like, essentially this flash of fire. And you see your vision light up for a moment with this heat. And you feel yourself restored. And as you open your eyes, your entire front is covered in soot. Evidently, the fire from his forge washed over you briefly with this dwarven magic. And the Greater Restoration has taken effect. You're just dirty now.
Yeah, you do feel immediately more limber. You feel that kind of rush of restoration where the rigor mortis begins to fade again, and you have an easier time moving around.
Arthritis is still there, but everything else is working fine.
You are just full of all sorts of surprises there.
Don't credit
Got a
me.
washcloth?
It's Helgrun.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my friend here.
Oh.
No offense. Sorry. Like, I understand the confusion.
His face kind of tilts to the floor, just like no. There's no like evident sadness in his face. It's just, oh.
No, that was still great and cool. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you. And he, you wanted a washcloth. He grabs this cloth that has evidently been used many times already.
Yep.
So it's not very clean. And he hands it to you. There you go.
I'll use it to the best it can be used.
Yeah, it does actually work better than you expect it to. You realize there may be some low-level enchantment on it, because it's no like extra rubbing. It's kind of just like a magic eraser, like just kind of like dust yourself off and everything kind of comes away pretty easily.
God, if I had a different character, I definitely would be drawing patterns as I clean myself off.
Draws a giant dick on the chest.
On himself.
But no,
That's what I would do.
but Henrik just cleans himself as efficiently as he can.
Yeah.
Swipe, swipe, swipe.
Easy to do. Like I said, it is a just low-level enchantment. It's meant to be so you don't have to grab multiple rags a day working in the smithy. And you can clean up and put your dang clothes back on, old man. And you are free to leave whenever.
Yeah, although I imagine with the necrosis gone, it's very much obvious that Henrik is just covered in scars and not quite bruises, but like weird spots that clearly show like he's taken a fair few beatings from blunt objects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely riddled with scars. Yeah.
Before getting back everything on and just nods at his attending physician. I hope that can help some people.
Oh, definitely. If I can get more of the clerics and any artificers nearby working on this could really help a lot of the people, especially in the south end with all those, with the many Deathless down there. Oh, by the way, the name's Baron. It's a pleasure.
Hi, Baron. Same. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people have been getting shoved in that direction.
Yeah, it really is a terrible
Talks
business.
about quarantining it.
Mm.
Evidently, still aren't getting this isn't a plague. It hit everybody.
Yeah. People are scared of what they don't understand. I want to control it, corral it. Well, the truth will be revealed in time. They're just people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again for your help.
Of course. Come around anytime. I'll fix you up right again.
Thanks. And Anarch will start moving away.
Before we exit the temple-ish area, I'd probably stop Henrik. So with that, I'm assuming you're afflicted by everything that's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
It's
that
like
something
a heart attack in my sleep.
Is that something you want the rest of us to know, or you keeping that to yourself?
Don't mind the others knowing. Just nobody thought to ask, and don't feel it's that important, whether it's happening to me or anybody else.
All right. It's your condition to share when you want, so I won't be blabbing it anywhere.
All right.
But all right then.
To the other hand.
I believe Astoria had wanted, not Astoria, Jesus Christ, you two need to have something different. IA names. IA names. Nadia, I'm so
There's
sorry.
only two of us now.
Wanted to stop by a different temple.
Sorry?
Yeah. You said you wanted to stop by a different temple?
Yeah, but right now we're just eating. We're like, I like the fish in this.
I think
And we're just
yeah,
eating everything.
we're just chilling. Story's just like, I think the dongo is better. I don't really like.
See,
the
I like
fishy
fish
taste.
a lot.
I don't think it wasn't bad, but I think I prefer the dongo a little bit more. It was perfect.
But yeah, so Henrik comes back, looking pretty much the same as he did when you left. And you folks are free to head off.
Henrik, try this. This is really good. Try it. Try it.
I'll try some. It's good. Wise was better though.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Whoop.
What?
I think your mic did a weird buzz thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, mine?
Yes.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Still, it was only just for a second.
Nice. All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't become an issue. Alrighty. So, are we heading off? Are we staying in the Temple District? What are we doing?
Well, I think now would be a good time to maybe check out that gang possible cult.
Yeah, that's a good time. Like I said, there is also Nadia. I don't know if you wanted to do that now or just come back later.
Oh, we can. I guess we can do that. I don't know. She's kind of getting nervous. She's, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Do you want to take a bio break real quick?
Yeah, we could take a bio break.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, mid-session. It's a good time to do it.
Bio break.
All right, we will return.
Bio break.
Nadia is now pescatarian because I forgot I made them vegetarian, and I was like, oh shit, they just ate fish. Whatever.
What crazy vegetable is this? Oh my god, it's meat!
No.
Yeah, they're pescatarian now. I'm in the vegetarian. I'm like, shit, they're breaking their diet. They're pescatarian.
Oh god. Hey Kiwi, you know your friend who's in this campaign now?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Do you see them in chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're texting me earlier. Nadia's original diet was, you can only eat meat if like the meat they eat is from an animal they kill and cook themselves. But I was like, that gets really complicated really fast when I can eat it on.
Yeah.
Which I still think I'm gonna go with, but I think fish is an exception.
Sure.
I return.
Welcome back.
Talking about Nadia's diet, because originally I was like, oh, okay. My original plan for them was like, Nadia's vegetarian, and when they eat meat, it has to be from an animal they kill and cook themselves. But then I was like, oh shit, they're eating fish. I'm like, fish is an exception. They're pescatarian.
Pescatarian, I was to say. Nadia pescatarian confirmed.
Fish are plants. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, don't you know, like, fish grow on vines like grapes?
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta go, you can make fish, okay, I'm not gonna go there, because that sounds gross. I was gonna say you can make fish wine, but that,
That's basically, that's basically fish sauce.
yeah.
In real life. Alright, do we have everybody back, or are we missing some people?
I'm back.
Alright, do we have an Alston?
Yeah, I never left.
Let's
Cool,
go! We got everyone.
Good. The brain cell and moral compass has remained.
I'm not sure who you're referring to.
None of us.
Henrik is the brain cell, you're the moral compass. To an extent, it seems like.
That's a lot of pressure you're putting on us there.
Listen,
Astoria can't be the brain cell or the moral compass here, okay?
Astoria's here for the drama, and Nadia is here because we love her.
She's here for the books.
Nadia's
Yes.
here for the books and the food.
Mood.
That is for the dramas.
Alrighty. With that, though, we are ready to hop back in if we want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hope we want to, because I would
I
like
would
to.
also like to.
It's okay, but sure.
Noise. I will say, rude. I will say, I do need to hop off around like 6:45 at the latest. I do have another session, but other than that, I am free up until then.
Woo!
But yeah, so with that, and Nadia kind of brushing off her desire to at some point go to another temple, we are allowed to return to whatever you folks are looking for, whether it's leaving town or checking out that potential lead on the local gang / cult or whatever is going on.
Without much arcane stuff going on in this town, Alston will go either place, really.
Yeah, up to the crew.
I think Henrik wanted to check out the like the ship stuff and the gang like a little more.
Yeah.
So I definitely think, like, considering the gang has been described also as a cult, and we were originally brought together to check out a cult, this might be something worth looking into. So, if Par's good with it, I think it might be a good idea to spend a bit of time trawling for rumors on the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm down.
See if we can get any more details.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation and also luck.
Can I give him advantage on
Can
that?
somebody else lead?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
I haven't leading the invest. Okay.
A 13. You get a handful of rumors, but it is a lot of the same of what you heard. You hear some more about drug running, although you do get one or two people who let you know that it's something more of a couple of people who talk about the idea that they think that the Ravens might be running more than drugs, but they aren't. You're not sure how trustworthy they are as people.
Well, at least my luck roll was better.
Yep. But yeah, that's what you get from that.
Okay. So, no, they're in the docks. Is their main area. Guards think of them as a small-time drug runners. Not worth the energy to deal with when there are bigger problems. Leader might possibly have mind-altering magic. And now there are some rumors that they might be doing something more.
Vaguely.
Yeah, and then it was for an Astoria's initial check / borrowing with that enchanted crossbow that the guy said they were also cult. Correct?
I don't know if the guy said it was a cult or if it was Four who said it was a cult.
I think it was both.
Maybe.
Okay.
I do know Four had some other like motivation of like why he wanted to do it. I think related to his backstory. I just don't know what exactly that motivation like was.
Ford did not elaborate as to why he was tracking this person.
He just said something about a blue man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suddenly wondering, with this last set of rumors, if they may have been involved with that necromantic ship. If they're trying to downplay on what exactly they are capable of.
Mm.
Could be.
We haven't been. Do we have a name for the leader?
Nope.
Raven Man.
The dude, bro. That guy.
Hey, leave me out of this.
Nah.
All right. So, I have an idea. Anybody interrupt me if you have any thoughts or opinions. I mean, at this point, that original feather is probably gone, but we have a general area, so I imagine we'll, at least by the end of the day, be able to find another meeting that or set up our own. I think it might be worth it to ambush whoever shows up, get more details out of them. Use that to either find their leader or base of operations. Then, like, I know people here in the guard, so I can at least hand them over for, on my word, most likely that they were handling drugs. At least buy us time before the Ravens figure out we want to ask questions about this cult business.
I think that
Thoughts and concerns?
I think it could work as long as we keep it quiet. I think that fighting anyone who shows up would be a bad idea. As word likely would quickly spread of someone being, like, captured for an extended period of time, or hurt, or killed, or anything like that. I think if we can play this quietly, that would be our best option.
So then do we want to set up our own meeting at like a low traffic inn? Somewhere away from most of the people go through, back alleys?
Yeah, I think that could work. And Astoria's gonna look at Alston and Nadia to just sort of try and get their thoughts on it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
We're trying to get this cult, right? Cult. Have we tried looking? I know we have like a good amount of information. Have we tried even looking for even more information?
I think so.
I mean,
are we capped on that at this point?
I think we're likely capped on it because we've done a few different roles and looking for stuff. So
You do have a leg to stand on when it comes to that. Like, you have enough to put together an idea of what's going on and how to get more info.
I maybe have some connections. No, I actually no. That's a lie. I don't.
I could. The story is just gonna sort of like trail off and just be like, we could always pretend that we're interested in something or have some sort of big job that we'd like to talk to the boss only for, if we do want to get to the higher positions.
that
I'm just worried about that. Like,
I think you're capable of selling that.
I think I could be.
I'm so worried that we're walking into something bigger than what we think it is. Like we're we're walking like not into a trap, but like we're getting involved with something that's like, oh shit, this is like a really fucking big deal, and we're kind of woefully unprepared. I'm worried about that.
Nadia, you did answer a letter asking for help in finding out the source of why everybody in the world is not dying.
Yeah, but like, because at that point in time, I know the scale of what we're getting into, but I feel like we have information about this cult, but I feel like there's a like whether it's available or not. I'm just paranoid that there's a lot there's a lot of unknown variables in this, and I'm not exactly comfortable, and I don't think we get any more information. I'm just uncomfortable and hungry.
The story's gonna give a little nod and say, I see where you're coming from with the unknown variables. And I'd be lying if I said I had everything figured out. I am fine with trying this, but I am also fine with not.
always want to know more whenever you're getting in a fight, trying to duel bust practically everything. But there comes a point where you can only get so much and you have to play with the cards you've been dealt. So if you can think of a way for us to do any more digging, we can did Four tell any of you about, give you more of a description about the tiefling other than blue and tiefling?
Not really. At least I don't think he did. Did he, Space? I don't think he did. I think he...
All he mentioned is that he had... You know enough about him to know that it was a, I would like to find this person because they need to die.
I do know that.
But that's about it.
Did he ever mention to, like, me in character that he looked kind of like Casiris in the sense of, like, tall blue tiefling?
Nope.
Then no.
Okay, so we don't have any distinguishing marks to figure out his identity.
All I know is that Four wanted him dead.
Why do I suddenly now have the idea that this entire Deathless thing is propagated by a cult that's using a doomsday weapon from Forest War?
But if you have a doomsday device and you don't tell anyone about it, that defeats...
I mean, this cult could have either been spending a lot of time building a doomsday device or trying to find it, or who knows what. I could be entirely wrong. It's just suddenly a thought that struck me.
I think it's...
No evidence at all for it.
I think it's possible. However, I think if that is the case, I'd like to see where our original lead had, like, if it led here again, considering we sort of, you know, don't exactly know where he went off to. As I believe that was our original idea, that he might know something, considering how soon after the deathlessness started from his departure.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think you're entirely wrong. I think there's definitely something more going on here. However, I don't know if our original lead will lead back here.
Yeah. May or may not still. Gut tells me this is worth checking out at the very least.
That is completely understandable.
So, do you think you're up for selling that? We want to make a big deal with the boss?
I can do that. At least I can give my best try. If roll 20 doesn't fuck me over.
Just for reference, when you said I can give my best try, it thundered pretty loud
That's
over here.
lovely! You know, considering I'm staring at a couple specific things on my character sheet when I say that, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
Astoria is secretly the BBG. This is the boss fight right here.
God damn it.
Right.
Yeah, turns out that the detection of like fake memories went wrong because all your memories are fake.
Yeah. I never existed. Just kidding.
You're an automaton like Four.
Exactly.
You have been the entire time.
This whole time I was just a pawn. That's actually a terrifying thought. Hey, Space, don't get ideas.
What? I'm definitely not writing anything down. Go on.
Okay, lovely, wonderful, thank you.
So, does anybody have any ideas for looking them up? any more information on the Ravens before we tried this bluff?
I have 0 ideas. Or clues. Of what to do beforehand.
Nope.
Alrighty, you folks off to find a feather in the window then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think we're gonna put our own feather in a window instead.
Sure.
See what happens.
Hell yeah.
What time is it right now?
At this point, it would be getting towards midday, early afternoon.
We have plenty of time.
Yep. Yeah, and acquiring something like a crow feather isn't insanely hard. There are shops and whatnot that sell like magical components, and it is close enough that it's like quill material for some. So you can find your own raven or crow feather pretty easily.
Okay. Ooh, I'm so nervous. I get a hug when I'm nervous. I want to buy more food also.
All right. So find a an inn or tavern in the back alleys with not really anybody else in it, and deploy the feather.
Okay. Again, I'm not even going to make you roll for that. There is a somewhat shadier district where you can absolutely do as much without any hassle whatsoever. You stick the feather in the window and are able to essentially just hang out. Are you hanging out in the inn room, or are you keeping an eye on the alley? What's going on with that?
So, I mean, Astoria is going to be doing the bluffing.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
I can stand there as the muscle. Do we want Alston and Nadia in the room, or do you guys want to be nearby as backup?
I'll be nearby
as backup.
I'll be nearby as backup.
Sure, then I'll be with Nadia then.
Okay.
Sure.
And I'll keep Bert in the room hidden if I can, so I can look through his eyes and senses during the whole meeting.
Good idea.
Yep, he kind of tucks himself under the bed in an inconspicuous spot. Yeah, if that's all the preparations you folks are going to do, the day creeps on, and eventually there is a faint tap at one of the windows.
Now you make me feel underdressed.
But yeah, there is a tapping at one of the windows.
I'll get it.
Hey, Space, what is
Hmm.
allowed as a costume? Because I have 2 costumes from the Entertainer's Pack. Would there be, like, anything that could, like, cover my facial features and stuff like that?
Yeah, you could wear, like, some sort of half mask.
Yeah, okay. I'll do, like, sort of, like, dark clothes and, like, a half mask, so, like, not Astoria's usual adventuring gear, just something that sets her apart as, like, I am not Astoria.
Gotcha.
Wait,
No worries.
extra masks. That's cool. So I get distracted really easily, if you can tell.
Yeah, so I guess Astoria will put that on to sort of, like, I guess, mask her identity a little more. That way, maybe things go a little smoothly and she doesn't get, like, potentially recognized or anything like that.
Sure. But yeah, you open the window and there is, or rather look out the window at least, and there is a kind of shorter woman, dark clothes, has a scarf pulled up like just under her nose, that has, it looks like, flicked a couple of like rocks at the window. And next to her stands a taller man who you realize pretty quickly is a Goliath in a very similar get up. You can see the kind of tattoos crawling across what exposed skin there is. But he has kind of a surly look to him.
So what you're telling me is they also brought a small unassuming woman and beef man.
Something of the sort.
Yeah, we're mirroring.
Just a smaller woman and a beefier man.
Yeah, true.
I can still kill them both.
Yo. I can still traumatize them both. I mean, what? Anyways. Alright, so I guess, Astoria will sort of, like, move aside from the window to let them in, I guess? Or do we go out there? What are the, like, what's the etiquette for, like, dark drug meetings?
You don't know.
I know!
That's the point.
That's my questioning.
As you look down, she kind of, like, two-finger, like, waves you, like, out,
Okay, yeah,
however.
then Astoria's gonna, like, sort of climb out, and then stand in front of them, I guess?
Yeah, she kind of looks you over, folds her arms over her chest. She's kind of sitting back to her companion, just, haven't seen you folks around. What do you want?
We've got word of a very big job. Perhaps something that could be handled by someone who might be higher up. I'm gonna use something from my background right there. I don't know if
Okay.
it will be because it, like, works on more, like, commoners, and I don't know if they're considered commoners or not. But she's sort of just gonna be like,
Just a moment.
we've got a job that's fairly big. Something that I think you all will benefit from very greatly. If you're interested, that is. I'm assuming you want a
She kinda looks you
deception
over.
check for that?
Yeah, I've already rolled a couple things, but go ahead and give me that deception check.
Oh, fucking roll 20, why?
She's hard to read. She kind of gives you a once-over. She has these very sharp, dark eyes, and you can tell she's definitely the smarter of the two of these people. But she is smarter than she looks. And she kind of gives you a once-over. I'm going to need a little bit more information than that, sweetheart. We deal with a pretty discreet business. What are you looking for?
Let's see. Oh god.
Product.
Does Astoria have, like, any
Need a lot of
info of,
Ooh.
like, common drugs?
Potentially, what was Henrik saying, though? Was that in character?
I was saying product. Need
Gotcha.
a lot of product of any kind moved quickly.
She glances to you, Henrik. What do you mean, any kind, sweetheart? Again, we run a discreet business. I'm going to need more detail than that.
I'm internally panicking.
Let's see. I trend guard, so I at least. Okay, so we've been told they've been a small-time gang, drug movers. As part of my duties as a guard, would I be able to roughly know how much value of any kind would be needed to get them to bite? Like,
It depends on the gang themselves. You know, some smaller fish will go for small jobs. Some people you really got to get, like, you have to give them an offer they can't really say no to because it would damage their business. Like I said, you know what you know. You have the rumors you have. And she's looking for a more particular answer.
okay.
Can I use Charm Person? On her.
How long does Charm Person last? It lasts an hour, and they know they've been charmed. And you would know that. Okay. Just a moment.
That's when the spell ends, so hopefully we've got like an hour to do this. Oh god.
I mean, there is the other guy who just saw you cast a spell.
Sure.
Yeah, the larger gentleman.
I don't know what to
did
do.
witness you begin to say magic words and wave your hands in weird ways.
Oh my god. Fucking drugs.
You could have given me
So
20 more seconds.
the.
You can definitely backtrack and give Henrik another
Yeah.
minute if you want, Astoria. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would 500 gold to get a crate into Kavagon, or yeah, 500 gold to get a crate into Kavagon in 2 weeks. Would that be a big or small job?
500 gold for one crate definitely insinuates that the crate is very important. That would be a big job in the sense that they may ask, they're likely going to want more details as to what they're moving. But you can also put your foot down and say, that's not something I'm willing to discuss with anyone less than the boss.
Thought it could be a good move.
Okay. So I'll say, yeah, 500 gold to move a crate into Kavagon in 2 weeks.
She gives you another once over and kind of narrows her eyes. What are you folks moving?
I guess.
Only your boss gets to know that.
Yeah.
Not talking about it here.
Astoria's gonna
Good
speak up
me.
to try and back him up, and because I'm assuming you're about to ask him for a roll, so
I was to say,
gonna
yep.
try to give him advantage on that roll by saying, "This is a very important job, and talking to it with people who may be lower down in your business is not something that we consider quite safe enough for such a big job."
So
You can
insulting.
you can make that roll at advantage. Are you trying to persuade or are you trying to intimidate?
I'm assuming this is for Henrik.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Intimidate.
Go ahead and give me that roll then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
do.
Okay.
I
ahead.
do think. What's the name of the island we just came from?
Klee.
Yeah, because it's.
Or sorry,
built.
sorry, you came from the dynasty. Klee is the city.
All right. All you need to know is that it's coming out of the ruins of the dynasty.
Ooh. Yep, she kind of pauses and she turns away enough that you can't really see the gesture she does. It looks like she touches the side of her face and there's a stretch of silence. And then she turns back to you. Not entirely paying attention to you. Looks like she's listening to something. And then her eyes lock back on you two again. She's like, all right, is it just you two then?
Oh god.
We have a few others about town.
I'd say you might want to bring them in.
Having a meeting now.
If it's coming out of the dynasty, yeah, we are.
Okay. Guess I'll just. Oh, are not Ian Olsen just in the next room over?
Yeah, if you just give some sort of affirmative, I'd be able to hear that through
Yep.
my
I'll send
familiar.
And you would know
And we
that.
could walk in, yeah. So yeah, as soon as you give some sort of affirmative, I would stop sensing through Bert and then have us go in.
They'll meet us outside the inn.
She just nods. All right. Well, let's get going. Like I said, if it's as important as it sounds like it is, we should get moving.
All right. This suddenly feels like it's been too successful.
Oh, you said you played some cards.
Mm-hmm.
She gestures for you to lead the way to the rest of the group, though.
Yeah. So imagine we just meet outside the tavern door.
Yeah. Also, Nadia, these two kind of give you a once-over. This smaller kind of, not angry looking, but she definitely does have like a snide expression to her. Gives you both a thorough once-over and then like kind of jerks her head to the side.
I will look menacing as possible, but I'm also still eating dango.
Yeah, she doesn't take a ton of notice to it. She's like, some group we've got. All right, come on. And we'll lead you through the city. Anyone who's following can give me like a perception check as she does.
I will. Are we following?
Yep. I mean, I assume you are.
Ooh.
Nadia, in the story, are you going to do that? Okay. Nadia's 16. Nadia, this is something that probably the reasoning for is strange to you, but you are leading on a very winding path that seems to be about twice the length that you actually would have need to have traveled. It seems like they're taking you a very convoluted route, but eventually she pushes open a door to what appears to be a bookshop, and then waves you all in, takes a glance around the area. There are a couple of people milling around the bookshop who definitely give you looks as you walk past, leads you into a back room, and pushes aside a panel of the wall where you step into a warmly lit, almost tavern-like space. That there is the smell of like tobacco and liquor in the air. But the conversations milling around are kind of quiet. I forgot to populate this map. God damn it. There are folks sitting around, kind of talking quietly. Cards on tables, as well as someone working what looks to be a bar. At the end of the bar sits a kind of, I want to say elegant looking, kind of lanky black cat with these bright, almost startling yellow eyes. And it is dimly lit and quiet. It's not a roaring bar. It is a place of respite, it looks like. And she gestures to both of you, just stay here. We're going to go deal with some other stuff. He'll find you when he needs you. And she and the other Goliath man wander off.
Did you guys need me in here? Or can I, I mean, if you get, a fourth person might be too much. I can just go, look at books or something if you guys want.
You're here now.
Yeah, they definitely ushered all of you into this backspace. Nadia, you weren't really given a choice.
Nah.
If one of us is suddenly missing, it probably doesn't look good.
I thought we were going to get time to plan. I mean, he didn't realize this was going to immediately jump to right now.
You said the right/wrong things. So here we are. But yeah, they seem to disappear, and there is a long stretch of silence. Is anyone taking a look around the area? What are we doing in the kind of vague interim?
You said there's.
Oh, go ahead.
You said there's people at the tables just playing cards, right?
Playing cards. It looks like talking. A lot of them are kind of glancing out of the side of their corner of their eye at you.
Okay.
Can I just give can I just vibe check this place and get a perception check?
Sure. 23. This is too quiet. What you've heard of these people has been messy and kind of disorganized. These are all people who the conversations are spoken as if they are very casual, but you can pick up on threads of they're talking about jobs here and there, that you can't really grasp the scope of, but definitely feel more important than drug running, and managing to do it in completely casual conversation.
About how many people are in the bar?
I will put it somewhere around 15 at the moment. That kind of forgot to populate this map with tokens.
Okay. Okay. I get this as an ability later on, but could I gauge one of these people who looks about average as how much of a threat they'd be in a fight?
Go ahead and give me either a perception or an insight.
You got this.
23. You look over, it's a couple of tables, and pick out one person. One-on-one, you have confidence you could take them with this many. There's some folks here. There's some of the bigger folks. There's some, and then there are like the standard-looking folks, and then there are people who appear to be carrying concealed weapons. Which in a place like this is strange to have a weapon concealed actively. It would be bad to get in a fight here.
Okay.
Austin, what are you up to?
I think I'm just standing around waiting. I was considering letting Bert kind of loose to like scout around a little bit, but that with enough people, it probably feels risky. So I think I'm just hanging out, waiting.
For sure. You folks kind of get your bearings. Oh, sorry, what are you up to?
Same thing, probably just waiting around.
Gotcha. Yeah, you take a moment to get your bearings. Eventually the glances on you kind of fade a bit. And you catch, it's a footstep first, and then you realize there is a balcony around the top of this place. And you see kind of from the shadows a tall, kind of medium tan man with a hat low over his eyes and dark hair that spills across his shoulders step out of the shadows. He's holding a lit cigar in one hand and kind of takes a glance down at all of you with these inquisitive, like dark brown eyes, almost dark enough to be black. And that guy, if you would care to introduce our...
Of course. Let me slap his art in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Boss battle.
This is the gentleman you see before you. And as he kind of thunks down the steps, cigar in hand, you see a smirk crawl across his face. Well, well. You folks are new. And he'll strut over, taking a seat at the same table. You all are. What brings you fine folks into my establishment?
This is not a tall blue tiefling.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
He is tall and imposing. He does not possess any kind of horns.
He is not blue.
He is also, yeah, he is not blue.
We're hunting down the Blue Man Group. This is not him.
You see, he kind of leans back out of his chair and looks over at one of the people like Jack, could you be a dog and get me some whiskey? And then one of the what you presume are the underlings now proceeds to very quickly get up and run over to the bar and fetch whiskey for this man. And almost trips over other chair legs and other objects as he gets back to him. Thank you. Now, I hear you might have some goodies for me.
Perhaps.
Need to get something from the dynasty into Calvagon without being noticed.
Something from the dynasty. That could be a lot of things. Is it a little statue, artifact, some kind of arcane knowledge, secrets?
So it isn't drugs.
You haven't told me what you're giving me.
Some kind of statue.
You deal in
Old.
You deal.
Not paid
But
to
you
no
came
more.
here for drugs. He leans in, kind of resting a chin on his hands. Listen, I like to be cordial, but I'm gonna need the same in return. I'm told that originally the job you came here for was drugs, but with a single question, now it's something else. What are you really here for? He smiles, leaning on both of his hands, fingers interlaced.
Do we just blow the whole thing and talk about the cult?
Your call.
You see us. You see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's.
Oh God,
up to
imagine
you.
if we said that.
Edward's just Edward's just like yelling across the table. Hey guys, do we talk about the cult?
It's a pretty sensitive topic. Do you think he's cool about
Do you
it?
think he'll throw us out and kill us?
I mean, at the very least, the only reason I'm honestly really considering it is that the door is right there.
True.
We can run. It's a bookstore on the way out. It's not a fortified position. Nothing else. I can just pick up Alston and sprint.
Thank you.
Zoom.
Ah. I am conflicted. I am very much conflicted.
Your call. He is still watching
Just
you expectantly.
Yeah.
Can I make a vibe check?
Sure. You can make an insight check.
Vibe check the southern man.
Vibe check the southern man. He seems very interested in the idea of something coming from Klee, but there is also an underlying threat to the whole request for you folks to be cordial with him.
Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I have been so rude not to introduce myself. The name is Darian Blackwood. And yourselves?
Oh god, fake name time.
Henrik. Ah, hell. I'm going in. Tracking down a cult. Heard you might know something.
You will actually see an eyebrow perk up on his head. A cult, you say? If you're referring to us, my friend, we are no cult. We are a business.
No,
We're not doing
not
any
you.
worship.
Blue tiefling.
Blue tiefling. Any other descriptors? There's a lot of blue tieflings.
Potentially old. Very old.
Alright. I don't have anybody like that under my umbrella.
Possibly involved with that ship of necromantic artifacts that got stopped a while ago.
See that? I heard. Wait. One moment, I'm receiving information.
Hold on, I'm getting a live update.
Exactly.
This
Give me a
just in,
second. God's calling.
Yeah, yeah. Now, a ship full of... correct me, Henrik. Did you say, like, necromantic... what was your wording for that? Ah. Necromantic artifacts. And you said this blue tiefling would have had something to do with that?
Maybe.
Kind of leans back, takes a sip of the whiskey. I'm afraid I don't got anything for you regarding that. I know much, but I don't know about any tieflings with necromancy ships. Hordes of it.
He seems like he's being honest.
In
Wait, we saying the exact same thing. Also.
No, you go ahead, Nadia.
No, we were saying the exact same thing. Inside check.
Oh,
Yep. If you want insight, go ahead. Let's see.
Okay.
Alright.
You don't have a whisper option.
if you hit /GM roll and then put it in, it only shows it to the GMs.
Ah, well, it's just rolling for the sheet. I put the whisper toggle back. I just forgot to add it.
Oh,
Not a flicker of anything on his face.
Very hard to read.
He has a very easygoing, kind of welcoming smile that kind of is at the corners of his face, but that's it.
damn. I feel like I'm out of things to ask about.
Do you own the bookstore out there?
Are you asking Darian that?
I'm asking him this.
He kind of like looks a little bit surprised at that. Oh, the bookstore. I suppose you could say that. Yes. Why do you ask?
Oh, I was just wondering if you had any book recommendations. I'm gonna go look at it after this because I'm trying to read more.
Is this the same bookstore Nadia and I were in yesterday?
No, it is not.
Okay.
So that was, yeah.
Mm. Well, he can. He kind of leans back, pondering to himself about what his book recommendations are.
Yeah, because like I got like this one series and like this other series, but then the lady at another bookstore was giving me like kind of like a side eye, like I have bad taste, which kind of like was kind of offensive because I don't have taste because I haven't read like any fictional books yet, so I'm trying to, but like I don't know what's good or not. I have no like bar of what's good because I've never read fictional books.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right? I'm not a fan of most of the new books, and most of the old ones in that library smell funky. They've aged a little too much, smell like death. Kind of like you a little bit, but nah, nothing. I can't think of anything in that library. I do like my fictional westerns and romances, though, myself.
I love this smell.
Okay, I just want to say this is totally off topic. I like the way that the tokens are arranged right now because it looks like Henrik's just sitting right next to him on the same chair.
Him and Henrik are sharing a chair, and we're all just like, ah! We're trying to squeeze into one as well.
Hold on, I can fix this. There we go.
There you go.
Damn, but I liked them sharing a chair.
No.
They're becoming best buddies.
This man would not share a chair.
But they're becoming best buddies.
Sure.
Yeah, best friends, right?
No.
Bestest of buddies. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Best friends.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you guys gotta help me find fictional Western romance later, okay?
Sure.
Henrik will just give a nod. We'll keep an eye on our generous host. Does Astoria say anything?
No.
Do any flirting?
No. Emotionally, Astoria is. Anyways. Yeah, no, Astoria's just sort of like watching this all go down. Just like so lost of what to say.
You're not the only one.
It's totally not me being lost of what to
You
say.
only...
If there, I suppose if there isn't anything else that you want.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck, dying again.
Yeah, thank you
I'm
for the
not gonna-
recommendations. Or thank you for the recommendation of genre.
Of course.
And I guess I smell like death. And I look at him questioningly.
That you do.
I don't exactly know what that means, though.
You have some connection with it, I suppose. I'm not sure of your occupation, but you have that aura to you.
Oh, yeah, I guess something like that.
What do you all do, by the way? Fairly odd, stumbling into my place, talking about a cult. But seem like a bit of a mishmash of purposes, if you ask me.
And hired to find a cult. Chasing down whatever leads we can. Just happened to lead us here.
No.
Rumors were saying your group might be connected.
No, people are just paranoid. The whole Deathless thing going on. Things are crazy right now, and I'm sure you understand. He'll again nod at you, Nadia. Something's wrong. Something has gone terribly wrong with the world.
Oh yeah.
I know much, but that is one of the things I don't know. Exactly what happened.
Not many people seem to.
Hmm. He kind of tilts his head up again, just gives a couple sniffs. That's what that is. You know what you smell like?
Oh, I might smell like Dango. I have a lot on me right now.
Pocket full of wet Dango.
I'll pop one in my mouth.
I did
Henrik
notice
is just
that
going
and
to-
refrain from saying anything, but it's that famous incense. The fatal worship. Soaked into your very clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like chewing my food. I said, yeah.
But it's a little different than usual. I've dealt with my fair share of fatal clerics, but your incense smells a little different. Actually, you're the first one I've dealt with since all of this craziness. I haven't seen many fatal clerics in a while.
Yeah, they're probably going a little bit crazy right now, considering that, like, it's a whole thing.
We have lost Mother Death's embrace. I can understand why her worshippers are a little upset.
Yeah. Hey, DM, is it like, is the incense being off like something like or is it like something like I have no clue what's that's about?
That is, when it comes to like deity's presence, Fatal is strongly associated with a very heavy incense smell. Just as it's one of her main ways of worship. Anything being wrong with that is kind of a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what my incense smelling wrong. That might be me having taken a shower in a while. I haven't had the opportunity to.
Very well could be, I suppose.
Was that it? Press the digitate and cleanse Nadia.
Thank you.
He kind of, actually at Nadia being prestidigitation, you see him kind of wrinkle his nose a little bit. Oh. Yeah, it's a little more intense now. Something rotten about it.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, one of the dangles might have gone bad. I gotta look in the bag. I bought a lot. Hey, do you know if you can freeze dangles? I kind of want to take this on the road.
I am unsure. This is a little bit questioningly.
Yeah, you can tell Nadia's like uncomfortable and like trying to divert the conversation from herself.
Dungeons and Dango.
No.
Disappointments in Dango.
Anyway, I don't. I'm gonna look at Henrik and it's like, what are we doing? Please. What are we doing?
Well, then I guess if there's nothing else, we good. You're good. He points at the dude.
Well, I appreciate that. But I wouldn't want to leave either of us empty-handed.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I think there's a possibility we could help each other. Now, you say there's some crazy cult going on. And I frankly haven't heard much about that. I have eyes and ears in many places. I hear a lot from a lot of people. But this is new. So, I think we might be able to set up a little bit of a relationship. If you so choose. I give you information, and you give me information. Or other things, if you so desire. That, of course, depends on the bargain. If you want to cease business here, though, I completely understand. All I ask is that you keep a little quiet about our meeting.
I don't see anything wrong with that. How about y'all?
Sure. I think it could benefit us.
Information for information? Yeah, it's not bad.
Depends on what the information is.
Well, what information do you need? I might just have something.
I think we've already talked about mind-altering cults and necromantic artifacts. So yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Okay. If you wish, I could see what hearsay and tidbits of information I could get out of the general populace about such things, and update you at a later time. But for such information, I'm going to need something from you. This is a deal, after all.
We'll nod
Go
and
ahead.
wait for him to elaborate further on what he would require.
Oh, I accept many forms of information, whether it be rumors about important people or ancient important knowledge or other such things, or if you find even new technology, new gear that could help out all my friends here, and he gestures to the rest of the room. Anything that could help my business would be very much appreciated.
Doesn't sound like too bad of a deal.
I have a tidbit for you then.
All right.
The clergy of Helgren looks like they're going to be starting up on pumping out some little doodads that will delay the effects on the Deathless with regular injections of some magic, but nowhere near what's required now.
Ooh, okay. I can definitely get behind that. I'll have to get my hands on some of those doodads there. here's what I can do for you for now. There's a specific ferry. I'm not sure where you want to go, but it sounds like you might be wanting to go to Calagon based on your little shipping deal from earlier. I can get you a hefty discount on that. You just gotta say my name to the captain. He'll know. The ship's name is the Wandering Whale. Can't miss it. Indeed it is.
All right.
Now, is there anything else y'all wish to discuss? Or shall we conclude business here?
Hendrik's gonna look to the rest of the party.
Astoria's gonna sort of like shake her head at him to like say like, I've got nothing.
Oh, I never caught your names. That's gonna be important in a relationship such as this.
Alston Knackleby. Pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Astoria will like hesitate and then like begrudgingly speak up and just be, I'm Astoria.
Much obliged.
She just gives him like a silent nod of her head.
He will turn towards Henrik and Nadia.
Hey, I gave my name at the beginning of the conversation.
Adeline?
Ah, my apologies, I missed that.
I'm just lying about my name.
I'm gonna need a deception check from you.
Adeline. It's okay. I want I have been thinking about lying by my name ever since he first asked us, and we interrupted him with asking about the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Okay. Okay, come on.
I believe in you, Madeline.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. But this guy is kind of.
Okay, you can see that.
That's terrifying.
Yep.
Screenshot.
Let me shoot you a quick message.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Kids don't lie.
Lying's bad, kids.
That's terrifying.
Unless it gets you what you want.
True.
Or keeps you out of trouble.
Also true.
You know, then perfectly fine to lie then, right?
Yeah.
Alright, he will raise an eyebrow at that.
That doesn't mean anything. It's okay. He believes you.
Yeah. I'm carrying on like nothing happened. Like no lie was like I'm not like saying it and then hoping that he believes me. I'm just like carrying on like, oh, that's my name.
I have been honest with you.
Oh no.
And cordial. Let you into my place of business. Hell, I still might order you around. But you gotta work with me. What's your real name?
I actually don't drink. That's by the way, just letting you know that.
Oh,
Just totally unrelated fact.
we could find you something else.
If you have apple juice, I'll straight up tell you my real name. I'll be honest with you.
Please take an inspiration for that, Nadia. That's the best thing I've heard ever. I love this disaster of Dragonborn.
How about you give me a little bit of apple juice and I tell you my real name?
You see, we can work out a deal here.
Yeah.
He's using this guy's same methods, but with apple juice instead of information.
Yeah, his smile will get even bigger. Of course. We can definitely get you apple juice and any drinks y'all prefer.
Oh yeah, my name's Nadia Yondale. Yeah, okay.
Full name.
All right.
Full first and last name. Astoria just gave
I haven't even told you guys my full name.
I say, like, I don't think I even gotten your last name before, but all right.
Yeah, Astoria's never mentioned her last name, and fucking Nadia's over here like, hey, full name right here, apple juice. Right now, let's go.
Just give Nadia apple juice, spills all the secrets.
Nadia's just like, this is my full backstory.
Yep, he will turn back to the same gentleman from before. Jack, get us all around. Apple juice for that one. And you, Bob, get on that piano. I want to celebrate this. And he'll stand up. May this go towards a plentiful relationship between us. And the piano in the room will start up playing, and all the others will quietly raise their glasses, take a swig, and as the music starts up, now I have some other matters to attend to. It has been lovely meeting y'all.
You as well.
Please. And he will walk back up the stairs from whence he came and disappear into one of the rooms on the balcony up above. What do you all do?
Oh, I thought it was about time for Space to go to their next session. Or do we have another hour?
That guy and I are gonna have to duck here.
Yeah,
soon. Yeah, we had word of a potential cancellation, but I'm not entirely sure what we ping.
Sure. Yeah, I think that could be a good spot to just leave it as he walks up.
Agreed.
Nadia's gonna live her life of drinking apple juice and looking up books. It's been a good day for her.
I am so happy we got to introduce Darian.
Same. Lovey.
I hope he wasn't overbearing.
Oh,
I mean, the southern gentleman criminal.
No, he gave Nadia apple juice, so he's in the good books.
He's not a criminal only because he gave Nadia apple juice.
I don't trust him
guy,
at
still
all.
Criminal.
But I think he'll be a very fun character to have in the campaign.
Yeah.
I love the he.
Yeah, so thoughts from everybody on today's session? Things you liked or didn't like?
I'm actually hungry now, which is really annoying.
Talk too much about Dango.
Damn it, you said that, and now I am too. It is dinner time, though, so it's like it's reasonable.
I'm going to be going to bed here soon. But, yeah, no, it was a very fun session. Got to do some exploring, got to meet some fun people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got 2 different kinds of therapy.
Yes, I love the dichotomy between those.
One worked out, the other has just sent another person spiraling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
Physical therapy versus mental therapy.
Listen, it's hard to beat the privacy chainmail sheet.
Yeah.
That's good. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like how I flavor my divine magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
That was wonderful.
Yay.
Again, I do not trust Dorian at all.
Me
He
neither.
definitely knows more than he's letting on, I feel like.
No, fuck you. He's
Me
great.
neither, and I don't only because Space has told me about them. Not anything like spoiler related, but Space was just like, oh my god, I
No.
can't stop thinking about it, and then I fucking...
I like some of my NPCs.
Yeah,
sometimes.
and then I messaged you, he gives me dad vibes, I don't know why, and all you sent was a smiley face. And I don't know, I don't know where that lands, but Space smiley faces are not a good thing.
Storia, meet your real dad.
Oh boy, listen, that's a terrifying thought. Oh.
As soon as you say that, Astoria all suddenly just has an accent now. Just Western accent. I don't know.
I'm no longer
We're
British.
just
I'm
ripping
only
stuff straight
Southern.
from Critical Role
I don't
now.
know what you're talking about. I have never been British in my entire life.
That would just be
That
absurd.
would just be the stupidest thing I think I have ever heard.
That would be absolutely
That
wrong.
would be absolutely horrible.
Incredulous.
Daddy, I always knew.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
Thank you for the session. I think for me that's a good spot to end it.
Agreed.
Indeed.
Good.
A little bit of time to buffer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for
The
playing.
GMs enjoyed the session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a note. I know we've been like really like I know like which Saturday we alternate has been different. I can't play the 23rd in 2 weeks because I have to go to a wedding.
Gotcha.
No,
Is there-
I won't be able to DM that week. So
Is there?
Yeah.
Like I know we've been kind of weird. Is there a chance that we can switch the Saturday that we alternate, or?
So yeah, the 23rd and the 30th, I have stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
exactly the same. 23rd, I have stuff going on, and the 30th, I have stuff going on as well.
Okay.
yeah.
Do we want to? Yeah, I mean, if we all want to do that, that would put us playing next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
If it's good with everyone.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I just don't know.
Cool.
I-
Oh, my
I don't-
D&D starved stream watchers get more.
So that should work
I was
for
thinking
me,
we should
but
probably
I
That
don't,
answer
is
that.
true.
Go
Alright,
ahead.
I'll be right back. I'm going in. Oh wait,
yeah, that works for me, but I don't want to put more on the DMs than they were looking to
unless
have.
you guys
Yeah,
want to
that's
say
all good.
goodbye to stream right now.
Bye, stream.
I
I hope you all have a wonderful night.
that was chaotic as fuck.
Goodbye.
I'm going in now.
Good.
Alright, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate you guys. Based on where the conversation is going, I am pretty sure we will be not ending, what? I'm pretty sure we'll be playing again next week. And we're gonna have a new player, and I'm very excited about it, cause oh my god, they give me such good vibes, and they seem so great, and I'm like really excited about it. But yeah, potentially then we'll be getting into visiting Astoria's parents, which is a terrifying thought. And I don't know what we're gonna do after that. I'm pretty sure there'll be something to lead us to our next arc, but either way, I'm very excited. I think this session went really well. I'm so sorry for being so quiet at the end. I had truly no clue what to say. But anyways, I hope you all had a great time, and I will see you guys you D&D guys next weekend. However, I believe I will be streaming sometime next week, if not tomorrow. So yeah, have fun, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!